Live from Candlestick Park in San Francisco, California. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Welcome to San Francisco's Candlestick Park. From the noise behind me, you can hear that there is almost a festival atmosphere in this, one of the most beautiful cities in the whole world, with its gingerbread buildings and its hills and its cable cars and everything that Tony Bennett has described in his classic song. The atmosphere is exciting because, one, San Francisco fans hope for an upset. Two, they're elated at the opportunity of seeing the flashiest, most spectacular rookie in the National Football League, a fellow named Tony Dorsett, who set a Dallas rushing record a week ago with 206 yards gained in one game. Tom Landry is always a concerned coach because he senses a kind of decline in his team that's not apparent to the average fan. He's troubled by the loss to St. Louis here on a Monday night, by the crunching by Pittsburgh, by a tough game against Philadelphia. He wants things righted with Denver coming up next week. He wants to be ready for the playoffs. As for San Francisco, a terrible start. The departure of the popular coach Monty Clark, the ascension of Joe Thomas, and then after that terrible start, 4 victories in a row, and the growing realization that Joe Thomas was the man who did so much to build the Minnesota Vikings, the Miami Dolphins, and the Baltimore Colts. So now the interest is revived. Things have changed. To amplify on the subject of the Dallas Cowboys, nobody better than the man I'm about to introduce, with a new head garb that makes him a transplanted Londonite from Texas. Dandy Don Meredith.
Transplanted Londonite. There you go again. I think the Cowboys are a kind of team, or they have been in the past, if things get to going too good, they'll figure out a way to mess it up because need a little bit of pressure. They got off to a real good start, couldn't find anybody to give them really that good a ball game for about the first 8 weeks. Then they hit kind of a slack. Call it overconfident, whatever it is. Then they did kind of hit a little bit of slump. Roger Staubach got hurt a hip, hurt a thumb. And I think when Roger's not going really well, that's going to be the big problem with their offense. Their defense usually plays pretty well. Actually, when you look at Dallas, they say, what is wrong with them? They're number 1 in offense, number 1 in defense, so maybe it's not too much of anything. But they have hit a little slump. I think a lot of it is Roger's thumb, hip. He needs to put it together a little bit better. He mentioned, Howard mentioned old Jim Plunkett over at San Francisco. He's had a pretty tough year, but he's getting it back together, don't you think? What?
That's really weird.
Oh, well.
You're really weird.
I was going to say the hat ain't the only thing on here.
Like Howard said on your cowboy hat. Jim Plunkett came out here a year ago. He came from New England. He came for 3 number-1 draft picks, a pretty solid quarterback in Tom Owen, and he had, quite frankly, a very inadequate year, an average year for Jim Plunkett, the former Heisman Award winner who came in so strong when he came into the league back in 1972. He was the Rookie of the Year. Had 4 good years with New England, injuries, and then problems last year. He has some good offensive weapons, however. Dell Williams, number 24, over 1,000 yards rushing last year. Dell Williams, a good running back, 4 years out of Kansas. And Wilbur Jackson, a former All-American from the University of Alabama. He's over 700 yards, so there are some strong offensive weapons the 49ers can go to. They really have nothing to lose tonight. They are playing perhaps the best team in football tonight, so they'll turn it loose. They're not going to be in the playoffs, but they'll have some fun tonight. And we'll be back with the kickoff after. Jim Plunkett, there he is. Those are his numbers. As I told you before, he came for 3 number-1 draft picks, a quarterback Tom Owen from New England. A lot of people who have been critical of the 49ers, as we look at them huddle on the sidelines, say it was too much to give up. Well, if Jim Plunkett had played last year back to his rookie year, when he set some NFL records, tied an NFL record mark for touchdown passes as a rookie, well, they wouldn't be saying that. And here is the trouble, Ken Meyer. He replaced an 8-6 coach a year ago, Monty Clark. A lot of people didn't like that either. But then, that's the game of football. When they disagree, they'll let you know about it. Cowboys have won the toss. They'll be receiving. You're looking at Ray Wersching. He'll kick off for the 49ers. Deep, number 86, Butch Johnson. Back there with Larry Brinson, a free agent speedster out of Florida. And we'll talk more about where Dallas comes up with these players, but they have great plans for Larry Brinson. We might see him offensively tonight, whereas before he's been on the special teams. Wersching set to go. High kick that will be taken there by Butch Johnson at the 10. And Johnson nailed at the 21-yard line. Hustling down there, Bob Farrell, and misplaced runner to the 49ers. Opening at quarterback, we talked about him before. He has had trouble with the injuries. Roger Staubach, the setbacks. Tony Dorsett, coming off a 200-yard game last week. Robert Newhouse is in there, number 44. Drew Pearson, number 88. Golden Richards, number 83, are the wide receivers. Billy Joe Dupree, the big tight end, number 89. A veteran offensive line that may see some reshuffling tonight. We'll wait and see. We could see some Rayfield Wright, and he hasn't played all season. The former All-Pro tackle on the right side for Dallas. 1st and 10, the Cowboys from their own 20-yard line. Robert Newhouse. Oh, he is popped. Robert Newhouse hit by number 59, Willie Harper.
Right there, you saw something you must take notice of. According to the stats, thus far this season, the 49ers, Don, allow only 3.3 yards per rush. They rank 1st in the league. It'll be interesting to see if Dorsett can run into this 49er defensive line. On the other hand, the Cowboys allow 3.67. They rank 12th. Frank?
It's 2nd down, almost 10. Dorsett moves back to the tailback slot. The tight end, Dupree adjusts. Dorsett, first carry of the night. Somehow he finds the hole, and we've seen him do it all year long. A remarkably gifted athlete. He moves out to the 30, where it'll be 3rd down and 2, and Cleveland Elam made the stop, and Howard, what a year he's had.
Well, we spotted Cleveland Elam a year ago when San Francisco upset L.A. in a Monday night game 16-0. We predicted then he'd become an outstanding star. He's done just that. Don?
Leads the team also in sacks. You're talking about a good against the run. That's going to put a little pressure on Roger throwing, and he really hasn't been up to par in the last 3 weeks. We mentioned it.
3rd down and 2. Dorsett, good block, Newhouse. Short of the first down at the 31. Ed Bradley made the stop. It was Eddie Lewis had replaced an injured Tony Leonard on the first series, who turned it inside and made the stop possible. 4th down, Dallas dropping deep is Stan Black, a rookie out of Mississippi State. There he is. And Danny White will punt for Dallas. Danny White with just under a 40-yard average. Very accurate in kicking the ball out inside the 20, but he'll be kicking away at this point.
Oops, not a very good
Short kick, and Black takes a dangerous shot at the 40, bounds forward, recovers at the 44-yard line where San Francisco takes over. Good field position on a 29-yard punt by Danny White. Jim Plunkett opens the quarterback, the setbacks. 2 fine running backs, 24 Dell Williams, number 40 Wilbur Jackson. Wide receivers, Kenny Harrison, brother of Dwight Harrison, we saw a few weeks ago at Buffalo. He's one wide receiver. Gene Washington's in there, number 18, and the tight end, Tom Mitchell. 1st and 10, the ball just short of the 45-yard line for the 49ers. Williams, and he moves up for about a 2-yard gain, make it 3, up to the 47-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 7. Hit there by Bill Gregory, who has replaced Jethro Pugh, number 75. We have not heard anything that was wrong with Jethro Pugh. We'll check it out. Maybe they're just giving him a rest.
Actually, there is. Frankie has a back problem, kind of a chronic back problem, acted up on him Thursday in workout, so they deactivated him, and we won't see him at all tonight.
What I meant to say is I didn't hear it.
Oh.
2nd down and 7. Dell Williams.
Look out.
Brunig misses, and Williams turns the corner to midfield, where it'll be 3rd down and 5, and Jethro Pugh is on the sidelines, not suited up, deactivated for tonight.
See a middle linebacker like Brunig go up the middle, Frankie. Better make the tackle, or the guy's going to pick up pretty good yardage. That time, I'd say he got about 5. But Brunig is learning that middle. This is his first year full-fledged in the middle after Leroy retired, so he's taking a few chances. That time he shot up the middle, didn't quite make the cutoff, and he picked up 5 yards.
Gene Washington, number 18, Kenny Harrison, number 83, both wide receivers move to the left on the pass down, 3rd and 5. The sweep to the right. Coming up short is Dell Williams, as Harvey Martin does what he does so well, lays it down like he's going to come in on the pass and then just catches Dell Williams on the pursuit. He is a marvelously gifted athlete, number 79, Harvey Martin.
He's really, you see him at great acceleration off the line. He had a sore knee coming into the game tonight. But he's following that pursuit, got his eye on the ball carrier. You see Del Williams trying to make a move. Harvey came all the way from that defensive end. Very few guys have the speed to make that move. That's a long way to travel.
Fourth down, less than a yard. There's Butch Johnson standing at his own 10-yard line. There's Tom Whittam, who will punt, averaging a little over 36 yards on the year thus far. A reverse. This is Dave Williams.
I love it.
First down, San Francisco, and why not?
Oh, I wish I'd have said it because I was thinking it.
I love it.
I was thinking it.
You know, Dave Williams is a former Cowboy, drafted number 7. If you look again, here's Whittam.
You could see it happening, Frank, because they only needed that, a half yard. I didn't expect them to run this kind of play because it's run the slow-developing reverse. But there he is, Dave Williams.
Well, Frank started to tell you about Dave Williams, who sprung into prominence a week ago with 2 great kick runs. Dallas had him originally, went up to Canada, and when he got back with Dallas, they waived him. San Francisco picked him up.
And he just picked up a first down at the Dallas Cowboy 40-yard line. Play action. Holding linebackers, man wide open, and poorly thrown by Plunkett. That was a bad pass. Oh, that thing was almost end over end, Don.
Well, not so much that is the wrong direction, too, Frank. It was,
otherwise, it was great.
Yeah, I thought that is okay. He actually had Tom Mitchell, number 84, coming back as a security valve, he was also wide open. So I would say the linebackers on the Cowboys missed their coverage, plus Plunkett missed his receiver.
It had a skeet shooter out here. We could have shot it down. It got as high as a booth at one point.
Turkey lurkeys.
Second down and 10. The ball at the 40. That's 84. Tom Mitchell, the tight end, adjusting. San Francisco acting like Dallas. Del Williams, right side. Big hole. Gets down close to the 35-yard line, where it's going to be third down and 6. Tom Henderson, another speedster in this Dallas Cowboy defensive unit. Number 56 was there for the stop. Their linebackers are all alike. They're fast, they're strong, Howard, but they're not necessarily big.
Well, Tom Henderson's a super athlete. I was about to say, I don't think we ever saw 2 backs in tandem have a greater night than Del Williams and Wilbur Jackson a year ago right here when the 49ers cracked up the bikes.
They are both very capable backs. Williams over 800 yards. Jackson over 700 yards. Third down and 6. We get a little Cowboy shuffle out there. Plunkett back.
Boy, he's got him open again. Look out.
Almost picked off. Moving up on the left side was Benny Barnes, the left cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, and the 49ers once again have a fourth down. And out comes the kicking unit. Boy, Plunkett about turned that over to Benny Barnes.
Like he just was slow developing. To me, telegraphed the throw, came back, it was slow delivery, looked in that right direction where he was going to throw, and now we got a quick snap, and there's a punt.
Whittam. No attempt to angle for the sidelines, I don't believe. It's into the end zone, touchback on a 46-yard punt that nets considerably less than that. And we'll be back at Candlestick Park in a moment. Like it.
George Allen's relatives are here. Hail to the Redskins, hail victory.
You can kid around, but what a great job George Allen's done with that veteran group. They're still alive. On first and 10, Staubach from his own 20. Goes out to Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson out of bounds, out around the 27-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Bruce Taylor was there covering. This telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco 49ers Football Club. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the San Francisco 49ers Football Club and the National Football League.
It's not supposed to do it, right?
It's prohibited.
There you go.
It's second down and 3. Ball at the 27. The 2 tight ends are in. Jay Saldi in there with Billy Joe Dupree. The quick toss, Dorsett. Oh, and he is met hard. Short of the first down. And a 49er stays on the ground.
It's really more of a power sort of a play that they're running there, Frank.
Wait a minute, I think that's Cleveland Elam on the ground.
It is Cleveland Elam. Cleveland Elam, who is having his tremendous year. Let's take a watch, and this is what happened. He's fighting along in pursuit.
Yep.
Just caught a knee, it appeared, in the head. Cleveland Elam leading the 49ers in sacks. Very gifted football player out of Tennessee State.
What's happening?
Well, we won't be on the air next Monday night. We'll be Saturday night. We're going to be in Detroit. We'll be in there for the Detroit-Minnesota game, a vital game for Minnesota. At Monday night, the Liberty Bowl will be coming your way 1 week from tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. That's the champion of the Atlantic Coast Conference, North Carolina. They'll be going against Nebraska. And, of course, they have a tremendous, North Carolina, that is, has a tremendous freshman, Amos Lawrence. 1,211 yards rushing. That's the Liberty Bowl 1 week from tonight. And there will be a special halftime tribute to Elvis Presley in his hometown of Memphis.
Hey, they made it.
Cleveland Elam off under his own power. Bill Cook replaces him, number 76. His third down, less than a yard, about a foot. Staubach pulling ahead from the quarterback sneak. Very close to the first down. He has it.
There's Cleveland on the bench, trying to recapture his breath. Being checked by the doctor. Very cautious with this man. He has a very important future here.
You bet he does. And I didn't really see anything that, as you say, maybe it was the neck, but it looks like he just jammed his neck is what they're trying to do there to see if there's...
Checking to see if there's a pinch nerve.
Yeah, or those vertebrae, what do you call them, fall out?
They don't fall out, Don.
Oh, they tear loose or something.
First and 10. And jumping across is Tommy Hart.
I think he made it back.
Did he get back? No flags are down. Roger Staubach goes out to Robert Newhouse, incomplete.
That was really unusual. He was over in the Cowboy. Here he goes. He's back in the backfield. I think he sees.
Looks like Nuria.
Yeah.
So Billy Joe.
We'll give him a little ballet, Dodd.
Why not? Why not? It's that time of year. It's a season to be jolly.
What was your phrase? Shucking and jiving?
Shucking and jiving. Ho, ho, ho.
Second down and 10. The ball marked right at the 31-yard line. 9:16 remaining in the first quarter from Candlestick Park, San Francisco. Dorsett adjusts to the tailback spot. But Newhouse gets the call. Stacked up and battles forward out to the 35-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be third down and 6.
Tough team to run on. They come off one of the most disheartening defeats any team that I can remember in the NFL history has suffered, Frank. Ahead of the Vikes a week ago, 24-0, losing 28-27. Talked to Joe Thomas. He said, I still don't know how we lost. I watched it, and I couldn't tell you what happened.
He better take a close look, because you can figure it out. The other guys outscored him by 1.
Third down, 6. Out to the left goes Drew Pearson. To the right is Golden Richards. You just see the top of his bonnet. Out of the shotgun. Here comes the sack pack. Rogers in trouble. Down he goes.
Yeah.
Cedric Hardman coming all the way around the horn. Drops Roger for about a 4-yard loss back at the 30-yard line.
Don't think Rogers saw him till it was too late. He was moving around back there trying to find somebody open to the outside. This is their shotgun. You see that teams try to do different things, but really what they're trying to do is just get some pressure because he's committed primarily to the pass. You see coming around from that backside, Cedric Hardman.
His 11th and 1/2 sack of the season. Danny White will kick. 2 safety men back. Stan Black, 26. Dave Williams, number 30. He's the one that provided some fireworks, as Howard mentioned a moment ago last week. Now we want the ball turned over, a new ball.
D.D. Lewis is the center you see in there, number 50. He's been doing that for a number of years. Kind of unusual for your linebackers to be snapping that ball, but he's really quite good at that. And the thing that he's usually trying to get that stick up. They got a lot of stick, but get that stuff cleaned off. He doesn't want to stick to his hands.
Danny White hits a beauty. It'll be no, it's taken by Stan Black.
There's old Benny Barnes right down there.
And Benny Barnes, who is such a delight to watch on specialty teams, hustles down, nails Black down on the 21-yard line. We'll be returning right after this message. We find poets everywhere. No kidding aside, Dallas really wants this football game tonight. They're already in the playoffs. They're guaranteed the first playoff game at home, but if they can win tonight or against Denver next week, and that'll be tough, that guarantees if they get to the championship game, it will be played in Dallas. And that's rather important. Home field advantage. First and 10, the 49ers, their own 23. Inside handoff, Dale Williams. And Williams pops out to the 30-yard line. Gain of 7, it'll be second down and 3. Up into there by Cliff Harris, who Well, he's all over the football field. Number 43 of the Dallas Cowboys. They're on so much national television, you get to know them almost like movie stars.
That's true.
And Cliff Harris is one of the outstanding ones. Second down, 3. Cleveland Elam, we understand, should be able to return to the game shortly. Del Williams, right side, forget it.
Oh, yeah.
Runs into Randy White, number 54. Remember him, a down lineman at Maryland 3 years ago? Cowboys tried to make a linebacker out of him. They moved him into tackle. And between Randy White on the right side and Harvey Martin, they have 33 sacks between them.
That's more sacks than a lot of teams have in the league. Total
Harvey
teams.
Martin has more than 5 teams, Howard, himself.
There's Kenny Martin. Kenny Meyer.
You'd like it to be Martin.
Yeah. Anything but Kenny Meyer at this point. They
Well,
still
okay.
remember him in L.A.
3rd and 2. Williams hurdles over the line, has the first down, I do believe, at the 34-yard line.
Been trying to keep an eye on old Bill Gregory, number 77, who's in place of Jethro Pugh. We mentioned at the top of the show, and he's been doing a pretty good job holding that middle down in there. They're not moving him out too much.
He's a good, solid, tough, veteran football player out of Wisconsin.
They've got Larry Cole there, too, and a youngster named David Stahl, so they've got some depth in that defense.
1st and 10, the 49ers at their own 34-yard line. Plunkett, man open. It's Harrison. Gets 5 yards. Aaron Kyle taking him out of bounds, and again, Plunkett was just a little late on that, or Harrison could have turned it into a little something.
Don, that's the point I was about to make. You played the quarterback position. You know it better than anybody in this booth. But you can see, as a human being, that Plunkett is tentative out there, almost fearful.
Well, he's not off to a good start. And I think that psychologically has had something to do with it. He's not just going back firing with a great deal of confidence. Maybe that's his first or second reception.
Williams on 2nd down and 4, and upended after a gain of about a half a yard. Tom Henderson, number 56, with that speed that we have already talked of.
And he took with him
another 49er down now.
Yep, and I think that's Wilbur Jackson, who was trying to block on Henderson over there. He saw Charlie Waters come up. So they rely on that secondary a great deal. The Cowboy defense is really structured for everybody to play those positions, the defensive guys to do theirs. But boy, the linebackers and those safeties, they have to come up and fill the hole. That is Wilbur Jackson that's injured. We'll take a little pause right now and be right back.
Wilbur Jackson was on the ground while we were away during the commercial, is up now walking off the field. And boy, you always like to see this. When the player goes down, grabs at that knee, then you can see them get up and move off. And hopefully it's nothing serious. Wilbur Jackson, the former Alabama All-American.
Tremendous player. Can't afford to lose him.
3rd down and 3. Bobby Farrell, a second-year man out of UCLA, is in there now wearing number 38, replacing Jackson. And a lot of Cowboys jumped off. That could go against the 49ers as Farrell gets into territory, Dallas territory at the 48. Flags are all over the field, and 3 Cowboys came off the line of scrimmage at once, so something must have happened. Well, they all came off in unison anyway.
Everybody's moving. You saw that Randy White moved, and I'm talking about Bill Gregory, but that's Gregory. The outside too tall Jones, I'm guessing, should have come back in the middle in there and filled that hole that Gregory left. But I think being offside threw their timing off. Really, they hit it just right. Big hole.
Bob Farrell, that was his 37th attempt of the year. He hasn't played that much with Jackson and Del Williams in there. 1st and 10, the ball at the 48-yard line of Dallas. Plunkett. Got a man open, Washington. And Washington holds on as Aaron Kyle went for the interception. Washington kept his concentration out of bounds. 1st and 10 at Dallas's 14-yard line.
All right, let's see. You see Harvey Martin puts a pretty good rush to the inside, but stays in there. Plunkett moves to the outside. They've got 2 men on Martin. He's got Boy, that just went right between, looked like me that Aaron had it. He just missed it right there again. Aaron Kyle's back. Looked like
he put a move on Aaron Kyle that was a beauty. He turned him all the way to the inside.
You really don't have to be told about Gene Washington. Been around so long. Once a quarterback for Stanford. Knows how to read defense instantly. Great veteran.
1st and 10 for the 49ers. There is no score. A little over 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. And who's got the pill? It's Plunkett. Foul up in the backfield. Back to the line of scrimmage and collects a couple of yards, as a matter of fact.
Busted play.
Busted play. He did the right thing. Tried to follow Farrell in the hole, but he planned to hit. There's the Jackson on the bench. You see they're trying to wrap that knee. Maybe it was just a bruise, Frank. I think that's what you were saying.
I hope so.
Something torn in there.
You always hope so.
You bet.
The ball at the 11-yard line.
Got a report they expect him to return, Don. Just a screen.
Good.
2nd down and 8. Kenny Harrison out to the right. Washington, bottom of your screen. Handoff, Dale Williams. And Randy White, with that quickness that he has, is all over Dale Williams. At the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and call it 7.
He was really in there. And we've mentioned Tom Henderson a couple of times tonight. It's taken him a little while to learn, a couple of years. But I'll tell you this, there's no better athlete in the National Football League, in my opinion, Frank.
He is a very fine athlete. Watch number 79 on this play. He's anticipating pass. He'll put the wheels on it. That's Harvey Martin defensively. 3rd down, 7. They double up on him, and a man's open. It's Mitchell, the tight end.
Oh, he just fell down. Should have scored.
Slipped, or he would have been in. It's a 1st and goal.
There was no joy in Tom Landry's face.
Oh, what a shot.
A great shot.
All right, we got double team hit here on Harvey Martin, and nobody was out there covering Tom Mitchell. I think that's probably Henderson's man at linebacker, but he just slipped down and didn't get in there. 1st down and goal to go.
Upcast came right off. 1st and goal at the 1. Ken Meyer looking on. His team with a 5-7 record on the year. Farrell in motion. Play action. Plunkett will try and run it in.
Jimmy.
Forget it. He runs into Harvey Martin, Larry Cole, and D.D. Lewis.
He had a commitment by that outside linebacker in there, D.D. Lewis and Brunig, and he had Tom Mitchell open that corner. It's difficult to throw, as we've said many times, when you run to that left, but all you had to do was just a little basketball, two-handed shot right over him.
All right, Jim Obradovich comes in, the other tight end for the 49ers. Gene Washington is out. John Ayers is in. He's number 68. He will have reported to the official, because that is not an eligible number. That's Obradovich in motion. Farrell gets the call. Farrell gets the 49er touchdown. And the 49ers on the scoreboard, 2:47 remaining in the first quarter. They lead the Cowboys.
And they did it, too.
You think they're not fired up? There's Tom.
Yeah, Tom will get that figured out.
Farrell's one of those youngsters who came from the WFL, signed as a free agent last year when the WFL disbanded. Here he is. You didn't hear much about him from UCLA, Don, because he played behind 2 pretty good athletes, James McAllister and Kermit Johnson.
That might be the reason right there.
Ray Wershing for the conversion. And the 49ers are suddenly in front of the Dallas Cowboys with 2:47 remaining in the first quarter.
You mentioned Kermit Johnson. The 49ers let him go and kept Davey Williams. Why? Because Davey Williams had more aggressiveness, more fight. Look at the blocking now done on the left side of the line on this play.
All right, you've got good block by. That's John Ayers, number 68. But look at Dale Williams coming in here, right? Number 24, blocking on D.D. Lewis. Turned him on the inside. You don't have to really knock him out. Just tie him up. You say Aaron Kyle down at the bottom of it. Good block on that left side. They really just knocked a big hole there.
Dallas was offside on the conversion. So the 49ers will kick from their own 40-yard line. Again, excuse me, Art.
I was just going to say, Frank, something looks a little bit out of sync when you see Dallas line up in their defense. There's something not quite right in there. Go 49ers, they say. Where's that thing coming from? Wait, that's not up here. Hold on.
Cable car. You were on that this morning.
I sure was.
Coming from California Avenue.
That was the one I was on.
Couldn't get up the hill.
That's really fun. You know, it's foggy this morning, laying out there really nice. That fog was laying over the bay. I got up, sang a few songs, a couple of walks.
Emptied the hotel.
Yeah.
Ray Wershing puts Johnson deep with Larry Brinson. Wershing hits it high, puts Johnson at his 14-yard line. And this time Johnson carries a 49er over the 25-yard line to the 26. Jim Plunkett calling up to the scouts in the press box. Heisman Award winner right down the road at Stanford in 1971. Rookie of the Year in 1972. Good year, 73, 74. 2 shoulder operations in 75. And then the 49ers last year, an average year. And many say they are still suspect. But it's hard to tell unless you have a good team that surrounds you. First and 10, Cleveland Elam stays out of the game, and somebody went the wrong way. I believe it's Tony Dorsett. Roger had to turn to the right.
Yep.
Just about back to the line of scrimmage. Dorsett going the wrong way.
You can get massacred that way.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good guess when you see 10 guys go one guy one way and the one guy goes the other.
Boy, was he open, though.
Yeah, it's like, look at my Johnny. Everybody else is out of step.
There's our young friend Farrell who scored the touchdown. Let the joy be unconfined.
Rogers squeezed out about a half a yard. Second down, 9. Ball at the 28-yard line. Play action fake.
Nobody
Wide
there.
open, Drew Pearson. And Drew Pearson out of bounds at the 38-yard line and hit hard. Oh, was he hit? Tony Leonard touched him out of bounds.
Tony Leonard's a skinny kid, only weighs about 168, second-year man from Virginia Union, but tough kid. How could Pearson be this alone?
Let's see if we can figure it out. Looks, he just came back. It's a good clear-out route there by Golden Richards. And you mentioned, that's Tony Leonard, is Ralph McGill, number 49, who kind of...
He really put the...
Yeah, he pasted him pretty good when he got through on the sideline.
Drew Pearson. He also was a free agent 5 years ago. He's only been all-pro the last 3 years. Ball at the 49ers 38-yard line. First and 10, Dallas. They trail 7-0. The handoff, Dorsett. Has to move to the outside and back to the inside. He runs into Willie Harper. Down he goes. Gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Like we said, it's tough to run against this club. They lead the league. They allow only 3.3 yards per rush against them.
You know, and they got different folks in there now, Howard. Bruce Elia could not go at middle linebacker. Ed Bradley's in there. Cleveland Elam remains out of the game. He was shaken up. And Bill Cook is in his spot at the defensive right tackle spot.
They've had a good defense around here since Dick Nolan was here. Actually, they've been pretty strong defensively.
Second down, 9. Newhouse. Ralph Neely trying to get something happening out in front of Newhouse. And Newhouse crosses over the 35 to just about the 34-yard line, where it's going to be 3rd down and 7.
Well, Ralph, you're talking about Neely. He's had a pretty good year this year. And actually, he's playing a little bit hurt tonight. He's got a bad back and a bad knee. But been one of Ralph's better years. He's been around the kind of the senior member of that offensive line group.
Like I said the other week, when he runs out, they'll award him to the Houston Oilers. Then they'll play 10 more years.
Shotgun, Preston Pearson is in. This is the passing offense for Dallas. 3rd down, 7. The ball just inside the 35-yard line. Staubach. He can get the first down, and he does at the 25-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, that's the guts of Roger Staubach. Tommy Hart was in and all over him, apparently, number 53. But Roger ducked his head, went between 2 defenders, and picked up the first down yardage. And he is not, as Don pointed out at the top of the telecast, healthy.
Yeah, I admire his courage, but I question his judgment. I mean, you know, this thing is, they want to play well, but anyway, first down.
And 20 seconds remains in the first quarter. The 49ers lead 7-0. The ball is at the 49ers 25-yard line. Newhouse.
There's a big hole. Whoops.
And Newhouse pulls to another first down inside the 15. And that will run out the time in the first quarter. Newhouse has the first down around the 14-yard line. And that will be the situation when we return to Candlestick Park in San Francisco right after this message. Cleveland Elam has put a horse collar on. That is to keep his neck from bobbing around too much. He's ready to go back in. It looks, he has, as you see, he is the club leader in sacks. 18.5, of course, means that he has participated along with one of his teammates on a sack. That's how they come up with that half, in case you're curious. I was curious.
Only Harvey Martin leads Elam in sacks.
Robert Newhouse got the first down at the 14-yard line for Dallas. They trail the 49ers 7-0 as we begin the second quarter. Dorsett to the 10. Ed Bradley, the middle linebacker, who started for Bruce Ilya last week. Ilya hurt his knee against New Orleans. And Ed Bradley, for you fans up in Seattle, of course, was your middle linebacker a year ago. Boy, and what a fine job Jack Patera's done up here with that team.
He really has. They've won 4 games. That's as much as any expansion team has ever won in its second year of existence.
And they're going to win a bunch next year. 2nd and 7. Dorsett. All right. Oh, and he turns on a burst of speed close to the first down. It'll depend on the mark. Hit there again by Ralph McGill. And McGill is shaken up.
Dorsett, of course, is the guy that, he does look like he's hurt. He's really grabbing that knee.
He's in pain.
Yeah.
When you hit the way McGill does, somehow it seems almost inevitable. We were talking about that before the game.
You see, Tony is following a good block in there by Newhouse, who number 44 blocks to the outside. But he does hit. That's McGill.
His leg just got caught under Dorsett.
Sure as heck did. You know, Tony, in that trade, you talk about Seattle. That's the 4 guys that really Seattle got. I'm going to tell you in a little while about it, but the number 1 guy was Steve August, and he's been hurt all year. And I got to finish this in a little bit, because we got to go to tell you something.
Okay.
Be right back. Very quickly, you see Ralph McGill go off, and he doesn't look too good. He looked like he hurt his knee. The story I was saying is, what did Seattle get for Tony Dorsett? They got really 4 players. Steve August was their number 1 pick. He's been hurt. They have great expectations for him as an offensive tackle. Tom Lynch, an offensive guard. But Terry Beeson is the guy that a lot of folks think will become the NFC Rookie of the Year at middle linebacker. Leads the teams in tackles. And Duke Ferguson, the fine receivers, averaging 20 yards per catch. And that's it.
And we have a 3rd down and 1. Dorsett, right side, gets the first down. Down to about the 2-yard line goes Tony Dorsett. Tom Landry, of course, sends all the plays in to Roger Staubach. Roger has the option to change them off if he sees fit. Kentmeyer, they flash their defensive signals.
I'd like to be in Tom's position. I'd send in every play, give the ball to Dorsett.
Give the ball to Tony.
Tell you why he says he does it. He says he concentrates on the game. It's the only way he can concentrate on it and be right on top of it. Makes a lot of sense, even if you don't like the philosophy.
It certainly does.
1st and goal. Inside handoff.
Oh, they were waiting for him that time, weren't they?
Ed Bradley, the middle linebacker, stepped right through the hole, nailed him. 2nd down goal. Inside the second quarter. A little over 12 minutes. 49ers got on the scoreboard first. They lead 7-0. Farrell getting in from 1 yard out for the 49ers. 2nd down and goal. Dorsett. He has to crack that plane. They say he does not. He's piled up by the entire right side of the 49er defensive unit, so it is going to be 3rd down and probably about a foot.
Well, they tried a quick trap time before. This was just a straight handoff. You see everything's just straight ahead. Let's see if everybody's going to pitch in there and help. Tony's trying to go up over the top. You're going to have, as Dupre, he's trying to push him on in there. Not quite close enough.
Billy Joe doing the job.
3rd and goal. Staubach. Touchdown, Dallas.
Oh,
Ken Meyer looking on is
Willie Harper says he
club
didn't.
saying, I believe that he fumbled it out there, and they thought they took it away from him.
Well, I'll tell you, you can question Staubach's judgment, Don, but in my view, the key to that drive was Staubach's run when they had him trapped, when I thought Hart was going to sack him.
Absolutely. Keeping the drive going, Howard. The only thing I said was really that, you know, he has been hurt. He's got a bad hip. He's got a thumb. You can see what happens to the club when he's not really a top pitch. So, I'm glad he got the first down. But sure can get hurt that way.
A friend Herrera for the conversion. We have a tie ball game at 7. With 11:53 remaining in the first quarter. There's Roger Staubach. Got the touchdown for Dallas to tie it up, and we'll be returning in a moment. A friend Herrera set to kick off. Score tied at 7, 11:53 remaining here in the first quarter. Paul Hoper is in the end zone for the 49ers, number 36. Herrera, a line drive. As bobbled there by Obradovich.
Whoa.
And he is up in and out around the 27-yard line. So the 49ers will have possession. We'll remind you that next Monday night, we won't be with you. You'll be watching the Liberty Bowl, but Monday Night Football moves, as I guess is only appropriate enough, that we move to Saturday night.
Certainly.
We got a ball game, too. Minnesota. They can win the Central Division of the NFC against the Detroit Lions. There's all kinds of ramifications involved in this one, but it's a big one for the Vikings. Wilbur Jackson back in the game, number 40, on 1st and 10. Jackson gets the call. Flag is down as Jackson limps a little bit, but moves out to about a 4-yard gain, hit by Cliff Harris.
There's McGill on the bench, and he is still hurting. We don't like to see that. We really don't. Nobody does. Tremendous hitter, and that's how he got hurt.
49ers offside. That will be stepped off. Wilbur Jackson. At least it looked to me like he was limping just a little bit as he took that ball. In case you weren't with us, he was shaken up earlier. Here's the call.
Encroachment, number 65, offense, first down.
Well, McGill's out for the night. We just got word, Frank. Left knee strain.
I wouldn't need word. I took one look at him.
Yeah, that one did hurt.
1st and 15. Del Williams, left side, moves out over the 25 to about the 26. Gain of 3.
Look at that.
2nd down, 13.
Frank, no graphic could display a more even contest so far.
Let's guess what the score is. 7-7.
I would say it was knotted.
Knotted. Even Steven.
2nd down, 13. All at just over the 26-yard line. Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Williams goes down. Cliff Harris moving up from the free safety spot. Plays that free safety like a linebacker. And yet he is good on the pass coverage.
You saw him at his best right there. There's no better free safety in the league. That's why he's all pro.
Charlie Waters does a good job, too, covering that strong safety. Those guys really do. They fill that right off of end where that linebacker can go inside or go out of the outside. They come up and plug that inside.
And here's where the Cowboys really show. They came in tonight with 48 sacks. They'll turn it loose on a 3rd down and 13. Safety blitz, it misses and a flag goes down. No, actually it was D.D. Lewis coming in. 2 flags are down, one at the line of scrimmage, one upfield.
That was Harvey Martin, wasn't it? That came in there and put the touches on him.
Always.
I'm telling you, he is close. If he's not there, he's right around him.
May have 2 calls.
Well, I see several of the Cowboys are already hitting this. We're going to get a...
What we may have is offsetting penalty.
Illegal motion, 49ers. And a defensive call against the Dallas Cowboys.
Illegal motion, offense, holding, number 25, defense, offset, replay, third down.
Dick Jorgensen spells it out clearly for you, our referee.
Aaron Kyle did the holding.
Third down, 13. Harvey Martin, number 79. That's him, top of your screen for the Dallas Cowboys, going against Gene Barrett. Now, they'll probably use a back to help out against Harvey Martin. Hanging it up, it'll be, well, it almost was picked off by Benny Barnes, intended in a hurried fashion for Washington, and another flag is down, and so is Plunkett with Gregory all over him.
Ball was thrown up at grabs.
Well, let's see what we can see, Frank. There's Bill Gregory.
Little 3D coverage.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That was Randy White that dropped Plunkett, number 54.
There's Woody Peoples that was blocking on Gregory there.
Not very well.
Well, he was in the area.
Here's the call.
Illegal use of the hands, number 77, offense, decline, fourth down.
Barrett blocking against Harvey Martin. Decline. 49ers will punt. It'll be Whittam. Butch Johnson is back at his own 34-yard line. There's Butch, number 86. Whittam hits it low. Johnson will have the opportunity to return.
Good return.
And Johnson over midfield to the 47-yard line. 44-yard punt as Paul Hofer made the save for the 49ers. 9:52 remaining in the first half. Is tied at 7. We'll be right back.
That's nice.
Of course.
Doesn't look bad in Beverly Hills.
This is the time. You get the ball inside the other team's 50. You move it in right now if you got Dandy Dunn at quarterback.
No, if you got Tom on the sideline, that's what he says, and he's right. If you're going to put him away, this is the time to make a move right now.
They start with their best field position of the night. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of the 49ers. It's all tied at 7 if you've just joined us. Staubach will run again. And Staubach gets 8 yards to the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2. Bill Cook, who is in there playing for the injured Cleveland Elam, made the stop.
Well, he's going to keep doing it, Don, because he's got it right.
Well, he's good at that moving around. That's a great thing to have, particularly when they get back in that shotgun that they were in a while ago. That time he sent 4 or 5 guys out. Didn't really have anybody to drop off to. So he came back in there.
Jimmy Webb, the other defensive tackle for the 49ers, is now out of there. And Ed Gallagher, number 75, has replaced Webb. 2nd down and 2. Dorsett doing a little Marashenkoff for us, and Newhouse tries the right side, gets the first down at the 35.
Well, they listen to Tom. This is the time to take command. Move it right on in.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I wish you could see. Get a shot of Tom over there right quick, because he's so hot because Dorsett went the wrong way. And there's one thing he does. He says, man, if you don't know which way to go, I mean, he'll jerk him out of there. And I don't blame him, because that's what it's all for. They do it on knowing what to do. You never get on anybody for not blocking. But if they miss an assignment, you can flat lay into them.
1st and 10. Ball inside the 35-yard line. Newhouse.
Whoa.
Newhouse will lose a yard and a half, and it was big number 76. That's Bill Cook. Has been in a couple of key plays now. He replaced Cleveland Elam.
Tough block for a center. That was John Fitzgerald trying to block on him, but he shot that gap, read the play, read the offensive formation very well. Had it figured out. Didn't have much, any place else to go except right in that gap. Therefore, Fitzgerald really couldn't block it.
In comes Preston Pearson. He's a better receiver than Dorsett. He's in there with Robert Newhouse. It's 2nd down and 12. Staubach lays the screen into Pearson beautifully.
Beautiful. Look at that Pearson move. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He got it.
Pearson. Touchdown, 36 yards, and a nifty screenplay by Staubach, and the rest of it was all Preston Pearson.
You can look for 100 years. You won't see a screenplay set up any better than that.
He really did. He gets hit really pretty. He gets a pretty good shot.
Look at Roger Tees in there. Bring him on in.
He sure did, but that was Cedric Harbin, number 86, that came in there. But they had it set up well. That Pearson makes a pretty good move right there. Look at him.
Tony Leonard left him there, grasping Ferrer. Beautiful play. Right time to insert Pearson. Got to give Landry credit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Preston Pearson, give him some, too. He's the guy who took it in there.
He started the first 9 games. Dorsett has started the last 3. Pearson, what an asset, particularly when you have to throw the ball. Here's a Fran Herrera. And the Cowboys doing what they were expecting to do, take the lead over the 49ers, 14-7. 7:33 remaining in the first half. We'll be coming right back to San Francisco after this. The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League.
Now, how about that? How about that right there?
Misspelled the name.
A Fran Herrera.
College got here late with the signs.
Paul Hofer is deep. You know how many million people will believe that?
Efren.
Taken there by Dave Williams. And Williams, who returned one last week, 80 yards for a touchdown, gets out to the 32-yard line. Right now, let's pause 5 seconds and allow our stations along the line to identify themselves. Dave Williams, who a year ago was up in Toronto, came back to Dallas, cut this year, just returned that kickoff. 49ers trailing now by 7, take over 1st and 10. The ball at the 32 in a game that Dallas really wants to win to guarantee that if they win their first playoff game, they'll play the conference championship game in Dallas. Del Williams.
Look at Brunig. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Bob Brunig. Middle linebacker, replaced Leroy Jordan, who retired after 14 years. And Don, wouldn't you say defensively for Tom Landry, that middle linebacker is just about the hub of everything?
It really is. He plays it that way, designs a lot of his defenses for that to happen. He saw Randy Cross, number 51, as the offensive center for San Francisco, pull to try to get out in front. So Brunig is sitting right there in front of him. When he sees him read, Tom has him follow, and that time it paid off.
2nd down, 10. Wilbur Jackson, inside handoff, runs into D.D. Lewis and Randy White. D.D. Lewis 50, Randy White 54.
Well, there's not too much more to say about D.D. Lewis, not after all these years. All you fans have seen him week in and week out. This is a guileful football player who somehow always has position and somehow always makes a key play. As he did in the playoffs, look at those stats. As he did in the playoffs against the Rams a couple of years back when he picked off a James Harris pass and moved in for the touchdown that led to a Dallas rout of the Rams.
He's out of there as the Cowboys go into their prevent defense on 3rd down and 12. Plunkett. Too Tall Jones was there forcing the pass. The flag is down and Williams is down short of the first down at the 36. Aaron Kyle made the stop, but again a flag down.
Appears to be, again, there you go, against San Francisco. Motion penalty?
I believe it was Harrison. He was coming along in motion. You saw him. He angled upfield, and they picked it up.
Okay.
Illegal motion. Offense. Decline. 4th down.
And that'll bring out Tom Whittam. Deep is Butch Johnson back at his own 22-yard line. There's Butch. A little under 9 yards on average for return. Whittam kicking them low. Those are the kind that are dangerous. And Johnson brings it out to the Cowboys' 41-yard line on a 37-yard punt. If you're going to kick it 37 yards, you better put it up a little bit. Right now, we'd like to welcome a new affiliate to the ABC television network, WAAY in Huntsville, Alabama. Welcome aboard, guys.
Way.
Welcome aboard, guys.
It's good old boy country.
Whittam has been kicking poorly. You put it right on the table, Frank. And that's how Dallas's last touchdown was set up. A poor kick, which Butch Johnson was able to return well to the San Francisco 47, and bang, in accordance with Landry's commands, they moved it right on in.
Cowboys with 5:47 remaining in the first half. Move from their own 40-yard line. Dorsett.
Oh, that could be trouble.
Oh, he's remarkable. Dorsett, as the flag goes down, Dorsett goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
try to move those offensive formations around and put it to the very last minute to make that defense have to think, make those last adjustments right at the final second before that ball is snapped. You saw that time Jay Salty, number 87, came over by the last minute, picked it up, snapped the ball, gave the ball to Dorsett, and slid it around. What was that, a roughing him out of bounds? What happened?
Personal foul, I believe, against Willie Harper, and that'll move the ball further into 49er territory and another Dallas Cowboy first down. That's a measure.
So quickly, Dallas is in striking position again. Let's listen.
Personal foul, roughness out of bounds, defense, first down.
Take a look at it again. Dorsey, you see, just runs right away from his guard, Rafferty. And with that kind of quickness, he can do it. There's Willie Harper making the tackle. And there came the late shot. I believe it was Mal Phillips, number 32, that was called.
Didn't look like Hoffman to me.
No, he made a clean tackle. Saw back, firing for Pearson, incomplete.
Drew slipped on the play, Frank. That's what cost that pass. He was clear.
Oh,
that's a tough field. Don and I were down there earlier, Howard. It's got a lot of patches in it.
You said it's the toughest field in the league, and you should know.
It is about as bad a shape as any field I've walked on in the league.
It was wet, too. It wasn't covered. It had a little rain here. And still a little bit slick.
Ball at the 36-yard line of the 49ers. Second down and 10. Pearson, top of your screen, 88. Butch Johnson, the other wide receiver, number 86, bottom of your screen. Back. Screen to Dorsett. Flag down. Dorsett. And another flag is down further downfield.
I think this call be against Butch Johnson, Frank. I may be wrong, but I think it's against Butch. That's where the flag was laid, and I saw Butch banging his head in dismay.
Now Bruce Taylor is limping away, number 44, cornerback for the 49ers as we await the call. And Willie Harper is limping. He's coming off limping.
Yeah.
A hard-hitting game. Going against the Cowboys, here's the call.
Interference, number 86, offense, second down.
You were right.
Butch Johnson it was.
And Willie Harper is in considerable pain as he moves over to the 49er bench.
They're losing everybody. Willie Harper, a versatile player from a great Nebraska team.
Second down, 20. Mike Balderson, number 41, a rookie from Washington, replaces Harper. All route. Ralph Neely pulls up.
That's right. He induced it.
Those things happen.
5:29 remaining. 49ers, we'll see if they want to take it, or they have a second down and 20. Yep, they'll move them back. It'll be second down and 25.
12 start, number 73, offense, still second down.
Willie Harper out of Nebraska. Those are your stats, if you can figure those out.
Yeah.
A whole lot of numbers.
Well, you're looking at yards per game, and look at the difference in the passing game. The Cowboys vis-a-vis the 49ers.
Second down and 25. The ball back now at the Cowboys' 49-yard line. Dorsett, right side. Newhouse in front. And he is collected there by number 53, Tommy Hart, moving over defensively from his left end spot after a gain of about 5. It'll be third down and 20, and Bradovich has a problem now.
Why not? It's happening to all of them tonight.
I call him Ed. It's Jim O'Bradovich.
That wasn't it.
He came out of where, Frank?
USC.
And where did he report to in his initial pro stint?
To the Giants. Came
That's
here
it.
a year ago. He was a 7th-round draft pick. Want any more?
He passed the quiz. What does that mean? Does he get a diploma?
All right, third down and 20. Ball at the 47-yard line. Tony Dorsett, Preston Pearson, the two setbacks. Pearson, the nifty receiver. Fired over the middle. It's complete to Billy Joe Dupree, who cannot tack any more yardage onto it, but he's down to the 32-yard line, short of a first down by 6.
Well, I think he may have. Well, let's see what he's going to do. That's almost in field goal. You think Efren kick it in there? Efren Herrera from Guadalajara? That would put him in about, let's see, pretty long.
I don't know that Tom will even try it.
Here he comes, Fred Herrera.
Yep.
Tom.
And keep in mind, he does not always kick a field goal. He will punt. They will pass. He's a pretty good little athlete. He'll even make a tackle once in a while for you.
He's one of 9 players that Cowboys have that have 3 years of experience. I think they had a pretty good year that year when they got all of them together.
49-yard attempt. He can reach it with a beauty.
A little short. Hey, Flint.
So the 49ers will take over 1st and 10, and they'll begin at their own 32-yard line. Not bad field position.
Not too bad, Frank, and they've got 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. What they need now is some help from Plunkett.
Well, they just need some more points, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Don Meredith. Beautiful night for football here in the Bay Area. How about Tampa Bay yesterday? We talked about Seattle. Tampa Bay finally got their win.
Yep, John McKay. You'll see that at halftime.
1st and 10, 49ers. They trail by 7. Wilbur Jackson. D.D. Lewis. A loss of 1.
I think you're right, Frank. That knee, he didn't have much of a move that time.
Yeah, but D.D. had a position.
Yeah, he did have good position. You're right. Wilbur didn't have that kind of a little zip and zap in there that he usually does. I'll bet you that my old buddy John Meekum is not feeling too good down there in New Orleans. You know, because it had to happen to somebody, who they're going to beat. And they got the Saints down there, so I bet he's not in too good a shape.
Manning said it would be a disgrace to lose to Tampa Bay.
2nd down, 11.
Look out.
Going for Washington. Washington holds on. 1st down, 49ers. 40-yard line of Dallas. Washington trying to cover.
That was a beautifully thrown pass, and as usual, the slick veteran Gene Washington with a fine catch.
Well, it's Washington on Washington saying, whatever happened to Martha? Pretty good coverage, really. It was just the ball was thrown pretty well. Mark maybe laid off of him a little bit too much. That's a good-looking guy, isn't it? Gene Washington.
He is a good-looking guy. He's very, very talented man, too. He's done a lot of different things. Been an actor.
Yeah.
All the receiving records. Involved in a private discotheque here in San Francisco. Mums, I believe they call it. 1st and 10, 49ers. The Cowboys' 40-yard line. The 49ers trailing by 7. Plunkett wants it all. Hangs it up for Washington, and
That'd be awfully...
boy, he got tangled up with Arrow Kyle, and the crowd does not like it.
And Washington doesn't like it. You see him standing there stock still and then in disgust beginning slowly to walk back.
Well, I think you hit it right on the nose. He's trying to get all of it in this one pitch. He put Gene over to the other side, let him work against Aaron Kyle. You see Aaron's really playing that ball, he looks. Now, I've seen a lot of folk maybe drop a flag about that time for bumping into you, but I'll be darned if I'm going to get into that pass interference this late in the season.
Well, Gene Washington, as Frank says, does a lot of things, but he couldn't get the official to change the call.
2nd down, 10. Washington goes wide to the left. Tom Mitchell, number 84, the tight end, adjusts.
Oh, they're doing a lot of that same kind of offensive stuff that Dallas uses.
Play action. Washington again. This time he's wide open. He put the move on Kyle. Kyle thought he was going deep again. Got down there to about the 19, broke it to the outside. When Kyle wasn't looking, easy completion, good field position. We'll look again.
Again, one of the things I think that makes it very confusing, they've moved those offensive formations around. They've got him isolated on Aaron Kyle.
1st down, 49ers. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Dallas over the San Francisco 49ers, 14-7. Willie McCovey's just dropped into the booth to pay a little visit with us. I turned around and I said, Willie, hi, how you doing? I said, you look big enough to be down there playing. He said, no, not with my knees.
He is. Willie McCovey who won the Hutch Award. Great story. Great player for so many years.
1st and 10, the 49ers. They have the ball at the Dallas Cowboys, 21. A good opportunity. 81 yards on 3 catches now for Gene Washington. Plunkett dumps it off. He had to. Gregory was there. Too Tall was there. Jones. Intended in the general direction of Wilbur Jackson.
Yeah, he must have not gotten the kind of coverage that he was looking for downfield because he threw it off, kind of stiff-armed it out to that outside. I guess just trying to dump it off, as you said, but I didn't see anybody open down there.
Out comes Mitchell, and in comes Paul Seal, number 85. Speedy tight end.
That's the point. He's got speed that Mitchell doesn't have.
And he moves to a wide receiver out to the left. Plunkett, open field.
Oh, Jimmy.
Goes down short of the first down around the 13-yard line, where it'll be third down and about 3. It was Benny Barnes who leveled Plunkett.
But he almost got that first down.
Timeout for San Francisco. 1:43 remaining in the first half.
Okay, folks, let's take a look at some incredible action that occurred yesterday in the National Football League at the Baltimore Memorial Stadium. The Colts against the Detroit Lions. It wasn't an easy day for Burt Jones, as you will see. Detroit was high for the game. Baltimore sluggish. Burt Jones, in this case, back to pass. Generic film to show his difficulty. And sacked by a fella named Charlie Weaver from where? The University of Southern California. But then, with 5 minutes remaining in the game, trailing 6-3, Burt hit 26, Lydell Mitchell, who scooted in for the score, and suddenly they led 10-6 over the Lions. With just 14 seconds remaining in the game, unaccountably deep in his own territory, Marsha Broda had David Lee punt, blocked by Leonard Thompson. He got a good bounce, and so Baltimore lost 13-10. And so Detroit goes against Minnesota Saturday, hoping to eliminate the Vikes, who, if they win, will be in the playoffs. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes. And there were many other interesting games, wild happenings yesterday around the league. You'll be taking a look at those at halftime. Tampa Bay winning their first. Seattle, of course, winning 4, the best record, the second-year record of any expansion team. The Oakland game, but right now we're looking at the 49ers with a third down and 3, the ball at the 14-yard line of the Cowboys. Dale Williams. Williams gets the first down at the 10-yard line. The 49ers will hustle back to the huddle. Nope, they decide they'll use another timeout. They're down to 1.
That was Cliff Harris that came up from his safety, but that time they had too much going. Odell Williams before he got there and backed Cliff off enough for that first down.
Like the way he runs. I like the way he hits. What a year he had last year.
It's Wilbur Jackson out in front of him. And that's Peoples, number 69, is out there too. You see Charlie Waters, 41, came up, and that was Harris. But you're right. That guy can pick him up and put him down. Odell Williams is all right.
Over 1,200 yards, a 49er record in rushing last year. Came in with over 840 tonight.
Quite frankly, the kind of game we expected. San Francisco, which began so dismally and suddenly came on with 4 straight wins, as a little bit of the disfavor that Joe Thomas suffered at the start of the year evaporated. He's still taking his lumps, but he knows where it's at. He laid the foundation for the Vikes, the Dolphins, and then the Colts. So they can rip him all he wants. His record is documented. He wants a couple of 3 years here to prove that he can produce a winner. And who's to say he won't?
The tit-tat is over on the sidelines. Plunkett moves back out with Gene Washington. Paul Seal, number 85. Washington, of course, number 18. 1:35 remaining in the half. Dallas over San Francisco 14-7. And San Francisco has 1 timeout remaining. First and goal. Got it. Washington, Brother Harrison, Kenny Harrison, rocketing into the end zone. The 49ers are within 1.
I'll tell you, Don, no hesitation as you look at Tom Landry's dismay. No hesitation then by Plunkett. He knew what he wanted to do, and he fired it.
Yeah, they had it all set up. You saw that Dallas, or anyway, I saw that Dallas tried to come over and double Gene Washington. It was a guessing call by the Dallas defense. They decided to go double on the weak side. They left him man-to-man on the strong side, and that time Kenny Harrison came through.
Eddie Harris, a pony out of SMU in his second year, gets the 49ers the touchdown, and Ray Wersching ties it up with 1:31 remaining in the first half, and the Cowboys have their hands full. Let's look again. Just a quick slant, a good shot by Plunkett, right on target.
Yes, that's really what it was. Right there, just that strong side of the flanker. They put the tight end into the middle. Wilbur Jackson was out to take care of that linebacker, and he had one-on-one with Aaron Kyle. Picked him up 6. Tie ball game. Hey, this is kind of fun, guys.
Yes, it is.
Good ball game.
Good hard-hitting game. The importance of the game to the Cowboys. If they win tonight or against Denver next week, they guarantee that if they win their first playoff game, they will also have the championship game played in Dallas. The trolley car, so famous, a cable car of San Francisco.
They're all waving the Don.
You know, they didn't sell this game out. It's blacked out in San Francisco, but there's almost a sellout crowd here. Wersching hits it. Butch Johnson takes it at the 14. Watch out.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
He might make it. Butch Johnson
close.
started at his 14, out of bounds at the 49ers 20-yard line. There are no flags down.
Butch Johnson gives promise of becoming an outstanding ball player. You just saw one evidence there. The young man from University of California at Riverside. A little bit of trouble earlier in the year. He thought he had grown past Golden Richards. He was upset that Tom Landry wasn't starting him. He can do so many things, as you just saw with that kick run. But he's settled down now. He's happy in his role, and he knows that in a year or two, he'll be in there.
64-yard return, Butch Johnson, and he does it the way he should do it. You'd say if he runs through there, you have to go with wild abandon. It's the only way to put it. If you're running back a punt, you're running back a kick. Of course, there's Jimmy Harrison. He scored for the 49ers. You keep waving, buddy. You just watch the guy almost run it down your throat.
Got himself a good education there at SMU.
And another 49er is down.
Had a lot of them tonight, haven't we?
Unbelievable.
They've actually had a lot of injuries all year, too, which they say may have contributed. But everybody does. But they say this contributed a great deal to San Francisco's woes that they couldn't keep everybody healthy.
There's a good ebb and flow to this game from the very beginning. San Francisco with an early 7-0 lead. Dallas striking back not once but twice, 14-7. You just saw San Francisco strike back, and now with an awful suddenness from the 49ers' point of view, the great kickoff return by Butch Johnson.
Mike Burns is the injured player down, a rookie out of Southern California. Don, you mentioned those injuries. Ed Bradley is playing in place of Bruce Elia for the 49ers. Skip Vanderbilt is in there because Dave Washington dislocated a hip a couple of weeks ago. Cleveland Elam has not come back into the ball game. Yes, he has just come back into the game. So it has been a tough year for the 49ers for injuries.
Well, McGill is out, too. You know, Ralph McGill, I think he's the one that's probably hurt worse than anybody. It's the guy that got the knee tackling Wilson.
Here comes another.
Mike Burns, a rookie defensive back out of Southern California, being helped off, and it looks like it would be a shoulder that he's favoring. His right shoulder. Cowboys will have a 1st and 10 at the 49ers 20-yard line. 1:20 remaining in the first half. Dallas has 3 timeouts remaining.
Last time the 49ers beat Dallas was a regular season game in 72. The last time the 49ers beat the Cowboys here was in 67. And I played in that game, and we'd already won the division. Came out here kind of fooling around and got our rear ends beat.
First down, Dallas. A fake reverse. Staubach back, lays it up. It should be easy.
Yeah.
Tony Dorsett.
That was slick, man. That one really had him all the way. He put Skip Vanderbunt on Dorsett man for man.
No contest.
No contest.
That's what you call all over once you get it. And Roger knew it as soon as he looked up and saw 52. The linebacker trying to cover Dorsett.
It was a good fake that time by Golden Richards. Number 83 came back in there, kind of froze that secondary. Gave Dorsett time to get out on Vanderbunt.
So that quickly, Dallas takes command again. 20-14 and possibly 21 coming up.
In all probability, a Fred Herrera. Hope you're enjoying it. A lot of offense. Well over 300 yards already in offense. The 49er jumps across. Herrera hits. Flag is down. Tony Leonard came across the line of scrimmage for the 49ers. I don't believe he got back.
Offsides, defense, kick is good, 5 yards and a kickoff.
Tony Dorsett, what can you say? An remarkably gifted athlete all of his life, over 6,000 yards rushing as a collegian. Heisman Award winner, gained nearly 2,000 yards rushing his senior year. Came in and has done exactly what was expected of him. Excel at everything he does.
If they got old Campbell from Texas, they'd have almost a full house Heisman Trophy backfield, wouldn't they?
That's true.
I bet old Pearson would really get upset with him. He's a free agent. We want to fool around those guys.
Dallas is still looking for the big back to go with Tony.
Dallas did not use much time. There's still 1:14 remaining in the first half.
Well, Butch Johnson is not receiving for San Francisco.
Paul Hofer standing at his goal line. A friend Herrera set to kick off for Dallas. Herrera hits it to the goal line, and Hofer will bring it out.
Good run back.
Flag is
Herrera that got him.
Flag goes down. Ball is taken out of bounds by Hofer at the 31-yard line.
That was Herrera, Frank, along with, I'm not sure, I think it was David Stalls, but Herrera was the guy that was the last one there, the kicker.
That's how he hurt himself a couple of years ago. Missed the entire season, as a matter of fact. In 1975, making a tackle.
Ball against San Francisco, so that's that.
Holding number 41 on the run back, first down.
Mike Balderson holding for San Francisco. Nullifies a good gain by Hofer from the 31 back to the 49ers 13-yard line. There it is.
Well, that's an embrace. That's not holding.
Oh, no, he's going to hold him now. He's going to give a tackle.
1 minute, 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Dallas leading 21-14. Inside handoff goes to Jackson, and Wilbur rolls out to the 15-yard line. A gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3. Bill Gregory made the stop.
Aaron Kyle had a good shot at him back in that, about the line of scrimmage, and he just kind of stepped over him, left him right there in the hole.
Keith Vonhorst limping a little bit now for the 49ers. Second down and 3. The ball at the 15. Jackson again, left side. Jackson out to about the 17-yard line. Short of the first down. The crowd beginning to stir, beginning to boo a little bit.
Yeah, they want him to put it up in the air, I guess, a little bit, Frank. They were trying to get that first down, but they're a long way from scoring. They're a long way from the goal line right now. They haven't been able to move it that effectively. Third down and short. Let that clock run.
Well, they could let it all run off if they wanted to. Then they would hear a few boos.
Well,
they might be going to do that.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Oh, you watch this crowd.
They've already started.
Once I thought John Brody wouldn't get out of Kezar Stadium alive.
Well, that is the end of the first half. The Niners let it tick off. Crowd not very appreciative of that. Dallas leading the San Francisco 49ers 21-14 at the half. Highlights coming up. Be with us when we return.
Okay, we're back live at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It's been an exciting first half. There you see the score. Dallas a touchdown and an extra point ahead. Here's how it was scored. Bob Farrell scored first for the 49ers in the first quarter. 1-yard run after a drive. 7-0 San Francisco in the second quarter. Staubach on with a 1-yard run. Herrera the kick, 7-7. And then a brilliant screen pass play. Staubach to Preston Pearson, 36 yards touchdown, 14-7. And after that, San Francisco tied it. Plunkett to Kenny Harrison. And then on the ensuing kickoff, a great kick run by Butch Johnson, setting up a 20-yard pass from Staubach to Dorsett, who had Vanderbunt one-on-one, no contest. The Cowboys leading 21-14.
A little over a year ago, one of the great college coaches of all time, John McKay, took over Tampa in their expansion move. And people have been following Tampa because they had lost every game they played up until yesterday. They had lost 26 straight games. Yesterday, however, they went against New Orleans. And John McKay, of course, the coach. And it was a thriller for Tampa, disheartening, of course, for New Orleans. And Howard talked with John McKay a little earlier this afternoon. Here's that conversation.
John, first of all, from Dandy Don, from the Giffer, and from yours truly, and Monday Night Football, congratulations.
Well, thank you very much, Howard. It was a long time coming, but we certainly appreciate it.
I must ask you about that reception last night. 8,000 Tampa fans. What was your reaction?
Well, I had never seen anything like it. You know, we'd won a lot of big games in college and come home to, you know, and we'd have some people there. But I'll tell you one thing right now. I think the 8,000 was the lowest, and I've never seen so many people out. I think we had the city of Tampa out there. It was just super.
It must have been one of the most gratifying moments of your life.
Oh, it was, Howard. It was for the coaching staff and our very young football team, because we are quite a bit better team than our record indicated, and I think the youngsters knew that, and I think it wasn't, as the guy said, a dry in the house.
John, does your determination remain intact to become in the National Football League what you have always been at the intercollegiate level?
Yes, sir. We're building with youth, and we're going to win, and we're going to go all the way to the top. We're positive of that. We've got great young players, and I think anybody who sees us play knows we have some fine young players. We've had our problems at quarterback and our offensive line, but we're coming hard. We will be a contender.
Okay, John. Have a happy holiday season, and again, congratulations from all of us.
Okay, Howard. Bye-bye.
That conversation recorded earlier this afternoon, Howard Cosell talking to John McKay. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning their 27th game after having lost 26 straight. Jim Plunkett on the sidelines. We told you earlier, the Heisman Award winner, the first player picked in the draft in 1972. As you look at the halftime stats, they are even. The game has been even. Butch Johnson accounted for, if you will, the touchdown that put Dallas out in 21-14 when he returned to kickoff. The length of the field, setting up Dallas's third touchdown. And there is Jim Plunkett's counterpart, Roger Staubach. Last year, Roger Staubach broke a thumb. He had problems during the course of the year. But I think the big thing with Roger, and I talked to him at length coming back after the Pro Bowl, was that he was so disheartened. Last year, Roger Staubach felt he was all the offense Dallas had. He felt every play was his. He had to win every game. This year, it's a little different story because of a man named Tony Dorsett. He's given the Cowboys a new dimension. And he really lived up to all of his ratings, his clippings last week. And Tony Dorsett went for 206 yards, a Cowboy record. Band continuing to play. There was a ceremony earlier on the field. One of the greats of all time, Jimmy Johnson, who wore that number 37 so many times. As a matter of fact, against me, and wore it so well for so many years, 16, I believe. They retired number 37. His brother, Rayford Johnson, the Olympic decathlon champion, was here in a very moving ceremony. The jersey will never be worn again by a 49er. A suitable tribute to a great cornerback, a great man, Jimmy Johnson, who for so many years anchored the left side defensively for the 49ers. While you watch the bands, we'll tell you a little bit about our College Bowl lineup coming up. The Liberty Bowl we've been talking to you about already this evening. That comes up next Monday night. Nebraska goes against North Carolina, two highly ranked teams, plus a special tribute to Elvis Presley, who made his home in Memphis. That's 1 week from tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Then the Gator Bowl, Friday night, December the 30th. That's 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Pittsburgh against Clemson. The Sugar Bowl. Ohio State goes against Alabama, and that's saying that Woody Hayes goes against Bear Bryant, two of the great college coaches of all time. Then Monday, January the 2nd, that, of course, is the Sugar Bowl game. You know, those two coaches have a combined career record of coaching victories, Howard, of 503. Woody Hayes and Bear Bryant.
Well, Woody Hayes has more victories than that. Yeah. In another frame of reference. The Big Bear, of course, a remarkable man, a remarkable coach.
And we wind it all up, January the 7th. The Hula Bowl, the Eastern All-Stars seniors versus the All-Star seniors from the West. All coming your way on ABC.
Still the ones.
I wish they would have warned us.
This could be the last hurrah.
Mary. Yes.
And, of course, we wish all of you the same. A very happy holiday. A good New Year. If you're driving around somewhere, be careful, because a lot of other folks will be driving around out there with you. Great fireworks display. As Howard characterized this game, a festive attitude, even with a 5-7 record for the 49ers. It was not a sellout, but a tremendous crowd has turned out. They're having some fun.
Well, they did sense upset here, and it's still possible. They sensed it because, oh, my...
Hey, Howard.
Look at Santa Claus.
That's Evil Claus.
You know who's just walked in here?
Yes, number 12 in your program.
John Brody, who conducted the ceremonies for Jimmy Johnson.
Perhaps the most remarkable quarterback ever to escape near assassination at Keyshaw, John Brody.
And Kurt Gowdy's new sidekick.
Good
We're
seeing you,
delighted to
John.
have you.
You've been doing good. Tell Kurt hello for me. All right.
Cowboy, cowboy, burning
You
bright
bet.
in the forest of the night.
I'll do it. She's right next door.
John Brody paying a little visit to the booth.
Nice man.
He really is a nice man. And he works with an awful nice man, old Kurt Gowdy. I've listened to him over in Pittsburgh. They were both cold the other day. I guess Cincinnati they were. Got a little cold.
The cowboy from Wyoming.
You bet.
Halftime show winding up. Both teams are out on the field being submerged now by the combined marching bands that have appeared. There's Roger Staubach again. This year he has a little more help than he did last year. He knows that he is a man that can erupt and provide the game winner at any time. A Fred Herrera taking a few practice licks on the sideline. It'll be getting underway in just a moment.
It's going to take a while for this smoke to clear out there.
Well, that could be a good factor for San Francisco in the smoke.
You're always thinking.
Dallas over San Francisco, 21-14. Again, we'll remind you, for Dallas a win tonight or a win next week against Denver, and they'll play in Dallas, would assure Dallas, if they win their first playoff game, because they've already won their division, they would be assured that they would play the NFC Championship game in Dallas.
May I assure you that that is not the morning fog chilling the air.
Must not be Camelot then.
Well, I'll tell you, that has totally obscured the field.
Well, they should do something about that, don't you think?
Incidentally, while we have a chance, as you see figures dimly in the smoke,
The Star Wars we have down here?
a breaking news story today, and one that must be taken seriously because it has to do with the proliferation of violence in the sports arenas. The LA Lakers forward Kermit Washington was fined by the NBA $10,000 and suspended for 60 days. Commissioner Lawrence O'Brien took the action. Why? He punched Rudy Tomjanovich of the Houston Rockets last week. Tomjanovich hospitalized. News of the fine and suspension came out today. Tomjanovich's jaw and nose were broken. The penalty of 60 days is the longest without pay in the NBA's history. That announcement made because all of us connected with sports in this country are disturbed, and deeply so, by the kind of violence we have been seeing within the arenas all over the land. It's not what sports is supposed to be all about.
Amen.
The smoke beginning to clear somewhat. I think they might have over-fireworked us a little bit. The players emerging out of the haze and the fog. Dallas will kick off to the 49ers. Again, a very even game in terms of yardage and possession. The key play of the game, a Butch Johnson return of a kickoff to set up Dallas. Third touchdown. Staubach connecting with Tony Dorsett on the very next play, isolating Dorsett against Skip Vanderbilt, the linebacker. Well, Dallas has some awesome weapons on offense. And as Howard mentioned at the top of the show, I don't think, even though they are the #1 team offensively in the NFL, that they are satisfied that they are getting all the mileage that they can. This man, Ken Meyer, in his first year, after 4 years as Chuck Knox's assistant with the Rams, first year as head coach, been an up and down year. New management. Ed DiBartolo Jr., the new owner. Joe Thomas, the new general manager. And there he is, Tony Dorsett. Lightning in a bottle. Just your basic average halftime. As soon as they clear the smoke, we can continue.
So what's that person doing there? And how about that?
How are you with magnets?
Really pretty good. How are you?
Not that good.
Well, I'm not that good. That is fun, though, isn't it?
Nobody's perfect.
Yeah, that's a brick here and a brick there.
Right. They're rebuilding the Giants with that.
Well, I think we're about ready to go. Our referee, Dick Jorgensen, still holding up his hand. Now he says we can get underway. Our friend Herrera will kick Paul Hofer at his own end zone, expecting the kick of Herrera to be a long one. Herrera disappoints Hofer, but it bounces off 149er Dave Williams to the hands of Hofer. There's an opening, and quickly closed as Hofer moves out to the 32-yard line. Mike Hegman made the stop for Dallas. The 49ers 5-7 on the season. This game meaningless to them, but for the Dallas Cowboys important in that they would like to, if they win that first playoff game, have the conference championship played at home. Offensively, for the 49ers, Plunkett at quarterback, the setbacks of Jackson and Williams. Wide receivers Washington and Harrison. Tight end Tom Mitchell. Del Williams, right side. Slips and sprawls forward to about the 33-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be second down at 7.
Well, Frank, as you mentioned, Dallas has to go against Denver next week, which has had perhaps the most difficult schedule in the NFL and has more than met the crisis every week. With the best record in the league, 12-1. If Dallas can beat Denver, they'll be showing something, believe me. And when one studies the flow of every Denver game, that young man, Rick Upchurch, has to be one of the most valuable Broncos of them all. He's remarkable.
And I heard an unconfirmed report that Craig Morton has a very sore shoulder. Second down and 7. Jackson. And Brunig steps in behind the pulling guard and nails Jackson for a loss.
He really trailed that beautifully. Quick as a flash.
And Harvey Martin closed it down really well, too. That was just no place to go. Well, they read it right. They really do read it. On a 3rd and long, and you'll see them bring in their nickel defense, as they call it, or whatever they call it, a pass defense. They got Brunig and D.D. Lewis, bring in a couple of extra safety guys, put the pressure on that passer.
3rd down and 9. Dallas looking as though they're going to blitz.
They are changing them around out there.
And here they come. Aaron Kyle. Pick off. Down goes Plunkett. Randy White, they call him the Manster. That's one of the reasons. Half man, half monster.
I'm telling you, Wilbur Jackson laid one on Aaron Kyle that came in there and did an upset somersault, and he really tagged him.
And Kyle is down.
Whoa.
Wilbur Jackson stepped up.
Got him just right.
Picked up Kyle. Kyle, who has had a broken wrist, playing with it throughout the entire season. Let's take a look at it again, right there.
Did he get him or did he get him?
And the quickness,
Randy White.
The quickness of Randy White is just phenomenal.
If I had to guess the way he was hit, I will say that Aaron Kyle has the wind knocked out of him. And you'll see why again.
Standing up right there, and he comes through it. Here comes Wilbur Jackson. He just caught him with that shoulder. You're probably right, Frank. Just turned him right there in the middle. But then Plunkett didn't meet with much better fate by the time he ran into Randy White about 5 yards deeper.
If you've ever had the wind knocked out of you, there's no feeling quite like it. You just like to crawl under the carpet and forget it all.
Actually, you think you're under the carpet.
Watch number 25. That's Aaron Kyle.
And
watch Jackson step up. Number 40.
Wow, what a block.
Kyle is up, by the way, now, moving off the field under his own power. There he is, number 1 draft pick a year ago out of Wyoming. Not big, but one of the fine athletes in football today. Let's pause 5 seconds quickly as Aaron Kyle appears to be okay. Let our stations identify themselves. Whittam kicks. This is Butch Johnson at his own 40. And Johnson into 49er territory at the 49, taken there by Balderson. So the Cowboys with good field position once again, leading 21-14. There is their offensive unit. Staubach, of course, the quarterback. Dorsett and Newhouse, the setbacks. The wide receivers, Drew Pearson, 88, Golden Richards, 83. And the 49er front four is back intact. Hartman, Elam, Webb, and Hart. Newhouse moves forward for about a yard gain. 2nd down and 9. Jimmy Webb closed down along with Cleveland Elam, getting help from middle linebacker Ed Bradley.
Howard mentioned at the top of the show that the Niners lead the league in average yards per rush. Is that right, Howard? 3.3.
In defensing the rush.
And that's what they're doing pretty well tonight. You haven't seen Dallas sustain anything. They really haven't gotten this. They've hit the big plays here and a big play there, but they really haven't just taken it and moved it down the field.
On 2nd and 9, they're hurrying because the 30-second clock is about to run out. They get it off. Newhouse breaks one tackle.
Oh, boy.
And moves inside the 45, short of the first down at the 44. He broke the tackle of Tommy Hart first.
That was a beautiful effort. There's Harvey Martin on the sideline. San Francisco would like to see him on the sideline all night. The finest pass rusher in all of football. You see the graphic there that bespeaks the fact. But what a marvelous effort by that squat little Robert Newhouse. Apparently trapped behind the line and threading his way through for a decent game.
He really did.
3rd down for Aaron Kyle. Has the wind knocked out of him. He's expected back. The ball at the 44-yard line.
Pearson and Dorsett are both in the backfield together.
Staubach steps up. There's an opening, and Staubach gets the first down, and Staubach might be shaken up. He was really popped. The ball came loose. Dallas comes up with it, and close to a first down.
That's the 3rd time tonight Roger has done exactly that. And Dandy questioned his judgment the first time, again the 2nd time, and this time he may have paid the piper.
You got looking over the left of the screen. You see that one of his receivers fell down. That was Dorsett. He's trying to move in there to pick up that first down. He's going to take some shots. You see that was a pretty good one right there. Carries the ball loose.
Coming into your screen was number 55, Bruce Elia. He was not expected to play. He was deactivated last week with a bad knee, but he's back in there. You see how much on 4th down for the Cowboys. And out comes the offensive unit. Tom Landry sends his offensive unit back out. 4th down and a foot as we look at Randy Cross on the 49er bench.
4th down in just a little bit.
Newhouse, single setback behind Staubach. Now Dorsett adjusts. Dorsett the call, first down Dallas at the 38-yard line.
Little power play with the lead block by Newhouse coming in from his fullback set. Give the ball to Dorsett and let him follow on that right side.
Isn't that interesting? You talk about being even in statistics. But right there you saw Tom Landry refuse to play it close to the best, knowing he had Dorsett, knowing the blocking strength of his offensive line.
On first down, Dorsett the call again. Flag is down. Dorsett puts on a beautiful move and moves inside the 20 to the 18, but a flag is down.
Eddie Lewis with 22 that got him there. That was the only guy between Tony and the end zone that time.
So many great players in the league.
Holding against Dallas.
Right.
They'll bring it back. It's worth looking at again. Watch this last little move that he puts on. He changes gears just about here. See him slow down a little beat there, and it gave him another 5 yards.
First down.
I was about to say, Frank, you think of the utter greatness of Walter Payton, who's challenging O.J.'s record. You think of guys like Greg Pruitt, Terry Metcalf. Dorsett has a lot of greatness to be measured against, but he's got a lot of years ahead of him, barring injury. and certainly he gives every promise of being as spectacular as any back we've seen.
First down, 20. The ball at the 48-yard line of the 49ers. Ballback has the time and has Pearson. But no, he does not come down in bounds, and Pearson knew that he did not. Now Phillips covering.
Got to run it on timing, Frank. Go out there, make your cut, go to the outside. If the ball's there on time, you're going to catch it in bounds. If it's not, if it's just a half second late, or it's going to be outside. There's Efron. He's ready to go.
10:35 remaining in the third quarter. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. Monday Night Football moves to Saturday night this Saturday. The Minnesota Vikings can close out the Central Division with a win over Detroit. Not going to be all that easy. Detroit a winner yesterday over Baltimore. Second down, 20. Dorsett, the ball is bobbled loose.
And old Newhouse picked it up.
Newhouse got it.
Tommy Hart came through and broke him up in there pretty good.
He did that, but a big save by Newhouse. So Newhouse has had 2 shining plays in the last few efforts.
There's Hart knocking the ball away. Newhouse.
Cedric Hartman, number 86, is right in there too, but Newhouse was in the right spot. Ball bounced good for him.
Third down now and 32 to go.
Got a lot of those plays in the playbook.
Frank, you mentioned Minnesota-Detroit Saturday night. On Saturday night at halftime, an interview in-depth between Dandy Don and O.J. Simpson.
Looking forward to that.
Draw play, Preston Pearson.
Oh, good block.
And Pearson inside the 45-yard line, 14 yards short of a first down, however, and that will produce the punting unit for Dallas.
Pat Donovan, number 67, just sat back in there and took a shot at it. Too tall.
Too tall. That was a good call. Get back some of that yardage.
Absolutely. They're not going to get it back, all of it.
That's right.
Very rarely. They say not, but the odds are not in their favor.
Get yourself field position.
Danny White, one of the best in the business at angling to the out of bounds. Whether or not he's too deep, we don't know. You're looking at Stan Black. He's trying to anticipate back at his 10-yard line what Danny White will be doing. Kick straight away. Black makes the catch down around the 9-yard line and hustling down there to make sure he stayed there. Tom Henderson with that 9.5 speed.
Oh, boy.
So when we return, the 49ers will have a 1st and 10 at their own 11.
Tell you this about Sugar Ray Leonard. He's being properly handled by the matchless Angelo Dundee. Good matchmaking, tough opponents at the right time as he develops. That young man has a chance one day to be a champion. You'll see him Saturday.
Baltimore area, of course, will be blacked out for that fight. 1st and 10 for Washington or 49ers. I got too much going on in my ear. Plunkett overthrows Tom Mitchell.
He got rid of it just in time because Harvey was really laying a bead on him back there.
Frankly, I don't understand that play because you can't get Mitchell deep. He doesn't have the speed. Even if Plunkett weren't rushed, one-on-one coverage is enough to take care of Mitchell.
He was... Let's see if we can take a look at it back in the backfield. Look at... Here we're coming back in. Harvey goes on the inside move. Nobody really touches him.
Boy, they do that deal as good as anyone
They
because
really
Randy White is so quick. He steps out and knocks Harvey Martin's man off, and here comes Harvey. 2nd down and 10. Draw play. Jackson goes down. Gains about a yard. It'll be 3rd and long again.
That was a nice move, that defensive line. That was, again, you've got Randy White. Too tall came in from his defensive end position, closed down.
Harvey was in the area,
And
as
Harvey
you
was
would
in
say.
there. They're all there.
8:23 remaining in the third quarter. Dallas 21, San Francisco 14. Prevent defense of the Cowboys. Aaron Kyle, Cliff Harris, Charlie Waters, Benny Barnes, and Mark Washington, the 5 defensive secondary men. Oh boy, Jackson getting out over the 15 to the 16. gain of about 5. It'll be 4th down. And the Bluebirds are beginning to stir just a little bit for Ken Meyer.
Yeah, it's not an easy situation for Kenny. He came up here in the wake of an enormously popular coach, Monty Clark, who led San Francisco to an 8-6 record. And when the new ownership and Joe Thomas came in, Joe and Monty Clark didn't see it eye to eye, so Kenny has inherited the problem.
Whittam, another low kick. Bad chance by Butch Johnson.
Oh,
and a good recovery by Benny Barnes, who always seems to be around where you need him on the special teams. Benny Barnes makes the save for Dallas. Bad try by Butch Johnson. We'll be right back.
Nice sign, Frank. I spent most of my life waiting for next year in Brooklyn until a fellow named DeRocha came along, and after him, Jackie Robinson and Branch Rickey.
You jumped to some really interesting spots.
That's right.
First and 10, Dallas. 48-yard line of the 49ers. Play action. His receiver slipped and fell, and Roger will go down at the line of scrimmage. Drew Pearson slipped downfield. Staubach had to turn it upfield. Cleveland Elam was there on the pressure, and Cedric Hardman made the stop. 2nd and 10.
That's also a nice statistic.
That certainly is. That's as a matter of fact.
He's right up there at the right side of the 49ers line. He plays over there with Cleveland Elam. Elam came in tonight's game with 18.5. Hardman came in with 10.5 sacks. 2nd and 10. Butch Johnson, top of your screen. Out of your shot, Drew Pearson. Billy Joe Dupree, motion. Inside handoff. Newhouse, and he runs into a stacked 49er defense. Squeezes out about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
I tell you, you're right, Don, in your observation. They do close the door on the rush. And Rogers, except for an explosive play here and there, and most particularly the pass in the wake of Butch Johnson's kickoff return, the pass to Dorsett, they have not been able to gain on the ground consistently.
But you really are looking at 4 guys up there that can play that run. They also get the good pass rush, which is a nice combination. A lot of times the defensive lines can't do both.
Into the shotgun, Golden Richards, top of your screen, brought the play into Roger Staubach. Hardman got to Staubach, and he got it away to Dorsett.
Oh, boy. Is that fun to watch when he gets that ball? 2
super plays, one for Staubach to get it away because Hardman was all over him, almost like he was throwing it away, and Dorsett scooped it up, gets the Dallas first down. Let's look again.
All right, they're doing a little crisscross up in there. You see him coming in. You're right. There was Hardman almost back in there again, but they all were there. Hart was in there. Elam.
Dorsett eluding the tackle. Boy, has Staubach got guts.
He really does.
Staubach 6 of 9, 126 yards, and those were 10 big ones. A first down when they probably would have had to punt. Ball at the 32-yard line of the 49ers. Dorsett again. A lot of help out front, and Dorsett has another Dallas first down.
Yeah, but he still squirted through in that nifty little way of his. What a player.
Well, I might have given him more than he wanted. He's very close to a first down. We'll look at him again. He is exciting.
He's following a lot of
left blockers.
Yeah, they get a whole bunch of it. That Newhouse, you always, every time you see any of these backs break a break, that Newhouse has got a pretty good block there. That's the key block right when they spring past that line of scrimmage.
Rayfield Wright is in a right tackle. First time he's played since last August. 1 second and short. The call goes to Dorsett. Rayfield Wright has come into right tackle. Pat Donovan has done a tremendous job filling in for the injured Wright, who had knee surgery back in August, has moved over to left tackle.
Well, that's another thing about this Dallas team, Frank, the way they put 2 young ones in that offensive line and how well they've done. Donovan and Rafferty.
We'll get the measure. 4:23 remaining in the third quarter. Dallas over San Francisco. And a good offensive showing tonight. 21-14 again, Dallas. 4:23 remaining in the third quarter. That much on third down.
Scott's a third-year guy also. You can tell that line. Scott, Rafferty, and Donovan.
That's the test, reforming a team while you stay in contention.
Third year in the league for those three guys.
Nope. In the statistics, Dallas now beginning to gain an edge, as you can see.
Joe Pearson, top of your screen. Third down, about a foot. Staubach on his own, first down, Dallas.
Here comes big Ralph Neely back in. Let's see who they're going to take out.
Rayfield Wright comes out.
Well, Donovan's going out, too. He's going to come back.
I'll never forget before the 71 Super Bowl game, I was interviewing Bubba Smith. Baltimore was going against Dallas. I said, what about the guy you go against, Rayfield Wright? And Bubba looked at me in that quizzical way of his as you look at Jim Plunkett right there, and he says, 6'6½", 270. What more to say?
Dallas first and 10, 21-yard line of the 49ers. Dorsett, watch eyes.
Goodbye.
You know, that looked like the play O.J. Simpson turned in against the Jets back when he went for 2003. Just broke between two tacklers. No one accelerates in this game like this man today.
Oh, they got to love him. Now, look at that, would you? That's Tom Rafferty, number 64, that's way out there in front. But
did a nice job.
And good play to start up. You saw a little option play. Staubach held the ball. Hardman came in on him, flipped it out to Tony, and he saw that opening right down the middle. You see that a little quick fake to Newhouse, back outside, and there it goes, right down. You know, that's really wild. Mel Phillips had a good shot at him, it looked like.
Totally mistimed and hardly touched him. A friend Herrera on for the conversion. 63 yards on the night now for Dorsett. And the Cowboys extend their lead over the San Francisco 49ers, 28-14. We'll be right back. Danny Wyatt, who does not see much action with Roger Staubach on the Cowboys squad, warming up. He's the backup quarterback. Efren Herrera set to kick off. Deep is Paul Hofer for the 49ers. There he is at the goal line. Hofer moves up to the 6. Oh, boy. Hofer. Nifty return to the 45-yard line of Dallas. Paul Hofer.
We've got an action ball game. By the way, you saw Danny White warming up on the sideline. Roger never likes to go out. But if Dallas maintains control of the game, and this kick run by Hofer just now may change Tom's thinking, as you look at it there.
Herrera missed him, but I don't much blame him.
They spun beautifully.
Yes, he did.
Out of Ole Miss, Paul Hofer in his second year gives the 49ers field position at the Cowboys' 45-yard line. Play action. Plunkett, Washington wide open, holds on at the 24. Cliff Harris made the stop.
Okay.
Good catch by Washington. He knew he was going to be popped, and he was. And he holds on.
No quitting this San Francisco team. We've got 2:48 and counting down left in the third quarter. Dallas ahead by 14, 28-14, but 49ers trying to strike back. There's Paul Hofer, Frank.
He's quite a young man. He was the 11th round draft pick a year ago and is really a key member of the 49ers special teams. He does a lot of work out there. Well, the 49ers haven't figured out their set. And that's what happened.
Dallas
figured
did.
it out. Bill Gregory in on the stop, 3-yard loss.
Yeah, some of them went the wrong way that time. Gregory says, I got it.
Now make it a 4-yard loss. It'll be second down and 14. Bill Gregory playing all the way for you Dallas Cowboy fans in place of Jethro Pugh, who Don informed me earlier has an injured back, not an injured back, a sore back, probably just being rested. Jethro's been around a while, 13 years.
He's great, but they don't lose much, if anything, when Gregory's in there.
Second and 14, the ball at the 28-yard line of the Cowboys.
Good blocking that time.
Going for Washington again, and good coverage. Cliff Harris had him all the way.
Well, actually, it was he had a little more room out in front of him than did behind him. They had good pass blocking that time. The ball was not thrown really that well, Frank. He didn't lead him. He threw him way out instead of out in front of him.
It'll be third down and 14. Good turnout tonight.
and the kind of crowd that's aroused, excited, that keeps you alive as we approach the end of the third quarter.
They've had a lot to watch tonight. This has really been an explosive game offensively. 3rd and 14. Going for Washington again. Oh, he got it. Gene Washington took it away from Mark Washington.
What a beautiful effort by the veteran from Stanford. He really wrestled that ball away, or his body away from the defender.
His 58th career touchdown.
Made a move into the inside, broke back to the corner route, got Mark Washington a little turned around, and Gene Washington just outplayed him for that ball. Made a good move, came back a little bit, jumped up, brought it down.
And the Cowboys have a tiger by the tail tonight. 49ers will not back off. Ray Wersching with the placement. And the 49ers draw within 7.
I think you can forget about seeing Danny White, Dandy.
Well, let's just take a look, find out they're warming up over there.
Take a look at it again. It was just a great effort by Gene Washington. Mark Washington will be covering Gene Washington. Gene comes back for it, and he gets it.
It was a big third down play. Frank, they're looking for the pass all the way. You can see there a little bit that Mark Washington, 46, just turned his back. Gene looked up, saw the ball coming. We'll get it now from this angle. Gosh, dang, boy, we show you some good pictures, don't we? Look at this.
Don, this was just a takeoff of the previous play. Look at him drive to the inside. Now he turns it back. Washington has good position.
You wonder why he would turn his back, Frank, and I imagine he'll ask him that a couple of times. He turned all the way around. Mark Washington turned all the way around and let Gene Washington pick it off.
58 times he's done that over a 9-year career.
Had a pretty good night. 5 receptions for 130. Didn't realize
Not too bad.
No, sir.
Wersching hits it. Larry Brinson, the rookie free agent from Florida. And he collides with a couple of 49ers at the 29 and bounces forward to the 31. And I'm sure we'll see Roger Staubach again. Yes, here he comes. Take a look at what happens on special teams. This is Johnny Miller. You just got to forget anything about life and limb. You ought to hear the noise out there sometime, too. There is some grunting you can't believe. Sometimes a little discussion about your ancestry. Dallas, 1st and 10, their own 31-yard line.
And you're right, Staubach's still there.
Play action. Pearson wide open over the middle and does not hold on as he's hit hard by Tony Leonard. You don't see Drew Pearson give up many of those.
Well, I tell you,
Throw behind him.
we spoke of Tony Leonard before. He's kind of a rabbit kid. As we look at Pearson again, take over, Dandy.
I just think the ball's thrown behind him. He's open over the middle right there. Thrown a little bit behind him in there. That's the guy the receivers will come back and say, wait a minute now, guy, hold it.
But did you see Leonard hit?
Yeah.
At his weight, I'll tell you, he's a player.
He's only 165. You're exactly right. He will give you a collision. 2nd and 10. The crowd now rejoins the 49ers. They're in defense. Dorsett.
Whoa.
Dorsett somehow manages to get up to the 36, a gain of 5, where it'll be 3rd and 5.
One little bit of help was from Butch Johnson on Skip Vanderbunt over on the other side. He came back from that flanker position and said hello to him.
Inside 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. They'll get the playoff. Preston Pearson comes in on the passing down. Out goes Newhouse. Pearson and Dorsett. Pearson, a very able receiver. Very heady player. Callback. Pearson, 1st down.
Yeah, that was a nice move. I would imagine that's Vanderbunt man, number 52. He came out of the backfield. That's first back out of the backfield. Little play action fake in the middle. Came back. Flipped it out there all by himself. Picked up a big first. That's you don't want to miss an assignment like that. Crucial 3rd down, 5 or 6. Everybody be where you're supposed to be and make you beat me.
And you know, that's the threat that Staubach will give you. He rolls out a little bit on that, and Vanderbunt just didn't quite know. He hasn't played that much this year. He's not quite sure Staubach will not pull it down and run with it. First down at the Cowboys, 44-yard line, just over the 44. Dorsett, look out.
Yes,
Dorsett down to the 41-yard line of the 49ers, another Dallas first down. And Dorsett shaken up a little bit. He might have fallen on the ball.
I tell you, he just chews up yardage. It happens so fast.
Well, the crowd.
Listen to this crowd. They've been alive all night.
Well, if it's anything more than that, let's just see if we can pick it up. I didn't see him get hurt. I mean, get hit anyway, like a twist or anything. Let's see if we can pick it up again. That's Vanderbunt that gets him from the ball. I think he fell on the ball.
I have had that happen to me, and there's nothing quite like it. You just hope that there isn't any rib damage. It'll knock the air out of you really quick.
So they're good blocking up there. They're getting it going. That was big Rayfield Wright, number 70, that came down and blocked.
Now he'll fall on the ball, and Tony Vanderbilt will fall on him.
And Tony Leonard was in there again.
So Dorsett is down at the 42-yard line. Tom Landry obviously concerned over his key man. Week from tonight is the Liberty Bowl. North Carolina, the Atlantic Coast Conference champion, going against Nebraska. Nebraska tied for second in the Big Eight. That's the Liberty Bowl a week from tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time.
And Frank will be on Saturday night. Minnesota at Detroit.
I would hate to get into all the possibilities that could take place. Minnesota, of course, with a win, will be the Central Division champions. But all kinds of things happen in terms of wild cards should that not happen. The Bears, of course, play the Giants the next day. The Washington Redskins play the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, let me say this. Minnesota couldn't have more critical games. Should they lose, they're in desperate trouble. Washington, as a matter of fact, is a more favored position. Should they lose, that's assuming the Chicago Bears win their final game. They have to go against the Giants.
Dorsett appears to be all right.
Frank avoided that one.
Well, I didn't step on it either because that's a hard one to figure out. I know that Minnesota will go anywhere from winning their division to not even making it as a wild card if they lose.
That's the end of the third quarter. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports.
He says, I'm okay,
with the score, Dallas 28, San Francisco 21. We'll return for the fourth quarter in just a moment. Tony Dorsett, now over 900 yards, 948 yards on the season.
Frank, he only started 3 games. That is a remarkable statistic.
He does it quickly. First and 10 for Dallas. Staubach going out to Preston Pearson, rather Drew Pearson. Short of a first down, pickup of about 8. Bruce Taylor over there covering, preventing the first down.
That guy's a remarkable player.
Oh, isn't he something?
Yeah, he's got that nice, smooth, cool stride. I like it.
He wins the Skinny Leg Award for the Cowboys every year. They kid him a lot about it.
I could sure used him when I was down there. It was a no contest.
Second down and 2.
Pretty going, but pretty close.
Third quarter statistics. Referees having a little conference.
It's really been rather close. We got 49 points that have been scored tonight. I like that kind of ball game.
Second down and 2. Whatever the problem, apparently it has been worked out. Cowboys have the football. 33-yard line of the 49ers. The Cowboys lead 28-21. Seesaw game. A lot of offensive excitement. Staubach looking for Golden Richards.
Nobody there. And that one covered, didn't they?
Oh, beautifully. It was Eddie Lewis back there helping Bruce Taylor. They had an inside man and outside. That's Eddie Lewis. He's a little guy also. 6 feet tall, 175 pounds.
Second down situation. I think it was one of those, we're either going to get it or I'm going to throw it over you, and that's what he did because they had it pretty well covered. Now it's third down and about 2.
Jay Saldi, former White Plains High School star, moves into the lineup.
And a very efficient player in situations like this. Landry has used him very cannily. He's made some big plays for the Cowboys.
Free agent from South Carolina. Never was on the starting team down there. Third and 2. Staubach.
Got him wide open over the middle there, Raj.
He sure is. But Jay Solly gets the Cowboy first down.
That's what I meant.
And Eddie Lewis, attacking the big Solly, stays on the carpet.
I always wonder how a guy can get that wide open. Is that Leonard at 10 or is that Lewis?
Lewis.
Eddie Lewis.
Eddie Lewis. But it was a third down situation. They're in that short yardage sort of defense and offense. You'll see a quick little play action fake in here. And Solly, number 87, is coming out right in the middle. Can't quite see him now, but he's back over the right. Roger sees it, flips it over there. There he is. Here comes Eddie Lewis. It looks like that Lewis got the worst end of that deal.
We'll be right back. Eddie Lewis is up. Eddie Lewis appears to be all right, walking the sidelines. Jay Solly got the first down for Dallas at the 22-yard line of the 49ers. Inside the fourth quarter, 14:34 to be exact, remaining in the game. Dallas over San Francisco, 28-21. Laying it up for Butch Johnson. He holds on with one hand. Touchdown.
I don't believe that catch.
What a catch is right. They took a page out of that. Let's take a look at this. Looks like Kenny Staber hitting. Was it Cliff Branch the other night over in Oakland 2 weeks ago? Pull it up. Dropped it right over on top. He beat Tony Leonard. Great one-in catch by Butch Johnson.
2 big plays by Butch Johnson tonight. One in the first half on a kickoff return when he set up a Staubach to Dorsett touchdown, and now that remarkable catch. He's the young man we told you about who felt he should be starting ahead of Golden Riches. His turn will come, and very soon.
Fran Herrera. And Dallas moves out to a 35-21 lead over San Francisco. But if you've been with us all night, don't count on it staying that way. San Francisco just has an act of coming back. As we look one more time, you'll see a spectacular catch by Butch Johnson. We'll be right back in San Francisco after this. Butch Johnson. You're right, Eddie. You're all right. Not a bad pass by Roger Staubach, who's having quite a night. 10 of 15, 175 yards, 27 yards rushing, and 3 touchdowns.
The old Thomas Henderson there right by him. Thomas knows where that TV camera was going to be.
Fran Herrera to kick off. Hofer is deep for the 49ers. And Hofer will gather it in at the 12. And Hofer almost pops it again as he moves out over the 35 to the 36. Andy Frederick there to make the stop.
56 points on the board. 35-21 Dallas.
Howard down. We got one of our top flight technicians that's moving on to a bigger assignment. Unit manager Bill Farrell is becoming an AD at ABC. We're going to miss him. He's been such a great help, as have all of our pals with our traveling circus.
Dogs bark and the caravan moves on.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line, the 49ers. Plunkett hangs one up to somebody. Kenny Harrison, I believe, pulled up on Plunkett. Harrison had turned in about midfield. The crowd will boo Plunkett, but I'm sure that he thought Harrison was going deep.
How quickly they changed. They're booing Jim now. Patience, normally a virtue, is not considered to be such by the fans of Candlestick Park.
You saw those stats. Plunkett's not having a bad night either.
No.
Roger's sure having a good one.
Second and 10. Inside handoff is Jackson. He is taken down at the 37, a gain of a yard and a half there. Again, D.D. Lewis.
That's right. Once again, D.D. Lewis, perfectly positioned.
Hey, the linebackers really make Tom Landry's defense. They have ever since he was a player coach, and I played for him defensively with the Giants. They just don't make mistakes, so they're not around very long. D.D. Lewis, of course, took over from Chuck Howley after understudying the great Chuck Howley for many years and has done a superb job. 3rd down and 8. Lockett in a pack of trouble. There's a good move.
Good move right there, too.
Plunkett directing the traffic takes Del Williams all the way down to the 43-yard line of Dallas.
That's as good a heady a play as I've seen Plunkett
under a lot of pressure.
Time. Right.
Under a lot of pressure.
Kept his poise, directed his traffic, as Frank said, and led Williams perfectly. Looped the ball with touch. Watch.
That's Randy White right behind him. He sees a little move, flips that thing up pretty well covered. That's Aaron Kyle again. They've been working on Aaron a little bit tonight, but that was just a heck of a play by Plunkett.
They mark it at the 49 as San Francisco begins to rumble once more. They don't know when they're supposedly beat. Del Williams. And Williams cracks for 3 up to the 45-yard line.
Del Williams and Wilbur Jackson, when they're both healthy, really fine set of backs. They complement one another. Both of them are fast. Neither one of them are exceptionally big, but they really do put some yards.
And the beauty is each blocks very well for the other.
That's what Jackson says he is most proud of, is the fact that he has turned into a first-class blocker. 2nd and 7. Lockett hangs it up for Harrison, and it's off the fingertips of Cliff Harris.
Cliff's angry with himself, but really had no chance to make the catch.
Well, yeah. I'm not so sure Harrison didn't cross Plunkett again.
I was just going to say, Frank, I don't know how you miss him that far unless he did break a pattern or Jimmy just misread it, because he missed him a long way and he missed him over the wrong shoulder.
3rd down and 7, and Jim Plunkett will see some activity on the part of Dallas. They turn it all loose. Kick in the afterburners. Harvey Martin and Randy White playing their games. They'll be the nearest to you defensively. Number 79 is Harvey Martin. Randy White is number 54. Barrett will be trying to block Martin. Lawson will be trying to handle White. Draw play, and Wilbur Jackson pops loose, but just gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Oh, man, if they fill up that hole, they still try to hit it.
They hit every gap on the blitz. That's the idea. You turn it loose, but you hit every gap, and you can also cut off the run. 4th down, here comes the punting unit, Tom Whittam, to punt for the 49ers. Tony Hill, a rookie 3rd-round draft pick from Stanford, is dropping back to his 10-yard line. Whittam is going to pass.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, they made it.
Now, folks, you got to admit,
Tony Klein, by the way, made the catch.
This is an exciting football game.
That's fun.
They're pulling every trick in the book.
I'm not so sure there weren't linemen all over the field. There were 3 or 4 linemen downfield.
Doesn't make any difference. You see old Mike Heckman, number 58, just misjudged his jump there.
Yeah, but Tony Klein, normally a defensive lineman, was in a receiver's position in that lineup, and he made the catch, as Frank pointed out.
He is happy. He started 6 years for the Oakland Raiders across the bay. Picked up as a free agent by the 49ers. He gives the Niners a 1st down, 30-yard line of Dallas. Lockett.
Oh, what a
great catch. Paul Steele.
We are seeing it all tonight.
Another one-hander. Paul Steele.
And that was some grab.
Paul Steele's tight end out of Michigan. Played for New Orleans. Joe Thomas got him in a trade because he's got speed that Tom Mitchell can't touch. And now you can see he's got hands, too. Look at that.
They tried to cover him all the way with Henderson. Tom Henderson, he does have great speed, but when Steele got by him, it was all over.
Another thing, too, they're doing a pretty good job of keeping that defensive line out, gave him some time to throw, but, man, what a catch. Oh, see ya.
1st and goal. Williams. Owens, he hit by Henderson and turned back. It's down close to the 1-yard line. Boy, Tom Henderson put it on him. There's ball seal.
That one says I only use one hand or one finger to catch that ball.
Plunkett is having maybe the best night he's had this year.
He's having a good one. He sure is.
And Tom Whittam had a key pass. Don't forget that.
I'll tell you, that's a tough catch. He completely turned around and came up with it. Second down, now in a yard. Williams in motion. Plunkett.
He's got him right there. Oh, Jimmy.
Just as we said he was having one of his best nights, maybe the best of the year, a very poorly thrown ball. He had his receiver, threw it low.
He couldn't get off the right his balance. He was running, and he couldn't really throw that thing on the run. You know, there's only been one team that scored 28 points on Dallas all year, and that's the Pittsburgh.
Third down and goal.
St. Louis hit him for 24, as did St. Louis once before.
9:24 remaining in the game. Is Dallas over San Francisco 35-21. San Francisco knocking, getting back into it. Seal in motion. Wilbur Jackson, I don't believe he got in.
I don't see how he stayed out. Man, they closed that thing in a hurry, didn't they?
Fourth down coming up.
Every one of the fans here is on his feet, yelling and cheering. They vacillate. 1 minute they're booing Plunkett, the next minute they're exhorting their team on. Right now they've got every reason to do just that. This is one of the most exciting football games we've had this year.
Less than a yard.
Fourth down. Plunkett, pass, complete, Williams.
Oh, boy.
Dale Williams. And it was never in doubt.
Tom says, what's going on out here?
That's a fourth down call. Miami had the same situation yesterday when Greasy tried to hit Tillman. Look at it again.
No, it's different. This time they rolled out. There's a big difference in
That
the
is
straight
true.
dropback.
That much is true. But still, they had the same half foot to go.
Right, and it was a different play altogether. And it puts pressure on that man, the corner. He has to come up. Miami did not do that. Wersching.
Oh, boy, another 28 points. That's ours.
35-28 in a wild scoring affair.
Hello, Dell.
So one more time.
There's the rollout, Frank. You see big Woody Peoples, number 69, kind of leading the way. Blocked by Jackson. Up there, and Dell Williams is out by himself. Almost dropped it. Got it, touchdown, and we'll be right back.
The 49ers come rumbling back. They trail by 7 points. Wersching hits it. A line drive that he'll have to hit again from 5 yards further back. And it'll give us a chance to look at Dell Williams, who had his heart in his mouth as he almost dropped this.
Telling you, if he had dropped it, that would have really been something, wouldn't it?
That's pretty in slow motion.
Yeah, it is.
We had a game earlier this year. Oakland and Kansas City, 37-28. We're right in the area.
We had a game the very first year. Kansas City, when they were a powerhouse, 44. Baltimore, 24. 68 points.
All right, the hijinks on the sidelines. The crowd, as Howard has pointed out, really an enthusiastic group here tonight. Vacillating back and forth with the fortunes of their ball club. And Wersching will kick from his 30-yard line. And it's going to be Larry Brinson at his 5. And Brinson out over the 35 to the 37. There's a Gil Brandt story for you. No one drafted Larry Brinson. He played down in Florida. Not all that spectacular. But then Gil Brandt found out he could run the 109.5. Whoop, into training camp, made the ball club, and has been very effective on the special team. And they are looking forward to big things from him offensively, working with Tony Dorsett. Right now it's Dorsett, Newhouse, Roger Staubach, Drew Pearson, and Golden Richards. First and 10, Dallas. Good field position again, their own 36.
Got him.
Billy Joe Dupree, first down, Dallas at midfield.
That's a nice play.
Staubach's not wasting any time. Nothing defensive about Landry's calls, and Staubach is executing beautifully.
Rogers having a heck of a night.
You know, Don, too, he needed this night.
Yeah, he did, matter of fact, Frank. And I think they all did offensively. They haven't been really producing enough points over there offensively. This is a night for him. I'm sure he's going to be upset about the 28 points that have been scored against him, but 35 offensively, that's good for him.
From the 49-yard line, Dorsett. Line of scrimmage, and that's all, as he's snowed under by the right side. Bruce Ilya, number 55, and Cedric Hardman, number 86. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Cowboys have only scored more points than 35 twice this year. 41 against the Giants, 37 against Detroit.
You know, the more you think of it, Frank, you have to wonder about that call in the Miami-New England game yesterday.
I would never second-guess Don Shula, but I would say you should have put some kind of pressure on him, either play action or some kind of a rollout. On 2nd and 10.
Oh, wow.
Wow, and Newhouse is upended at the 45.
Mel
Phillips, who was not expected to be at 100% tonight. He looked that way at that moment. He has a sore knee. Let's watch again.
Yeah, but you can't kill off Mel Phillips. That man's been around how many years? 12 years. North Carolina A&T.
Wow, look at that.
Caught him just right, didn't he?
And I'll tell you how Newhouse held on to that ball, I'll never know. He's had 5 broken arms in this game. He doesn't like to talk about it. But his little daughter, for a long time, thought that cast was a part of the uniform. 3rd and 4. Staubach has Dorsett. First down.
Yeah.
Dorsett right at the 40. He knew exactly where he was.
Right. That's what you love to see. A guy who knows where he's at.
He had it. They're going to boo it, but Tony was right across that line. That's where he had to go. And old Tommy Hart laid a little one on Roger. Yes, he did.
I have never seen Roger play a more poised game or a gutsier game. He knows they're coming at him, and it doesn't affect him a bit.
6:21 remaining in the game, and again, we'll tell you, this game is very meaningful for Dallas. We'll remind you all night long that if they win tonight or next week against Denver, they assure themselves, if they win their first playoff game, of playing the conference championship, the NFC championship game in Dallas. Preston Pearson comes in. Dorsett goes to the sidelines. Pearson, 26. This is Pearson.
Oh, they had it again. Really set up well.
Inside the 25. A quick screen with a one-man out in front of it. It was Pat Donovan, who has moved over to the left side. Shows you the versatility of Donovan. He made that play work for Pearson.
But beautiful calls with San Francisco pouring in on Roger. The perfect time for a screen, Don.
That's where you have that real cool blood running right in those veins, because he was looking right at Cedric Hardman right in the eye. They just bumped him. That was Donovan that you're talking about. He goes out in front of that screen. They let Cedric Hardman come in, and so was Hart. They were both in there.
On 1st and 10. Inside handoff, Newhouse.
Little fella scrambles and scrambles, doesn't he?
3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Albert Newhouse. Nobody really wanted him when he came up. He was really kind of special coming out of the University of Houston. But he's always around the 500 mark. His best year in 1975, he went over 900. Just keeps pecking away at you. 5'10", a 205-pounder.
Averaging a little over 4 yards a carry. I think that's an important thing about that fullback position.
2nd and 7. 4:30 remaining in the game. Pearson skips to the 20 for about a 1.5 yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 5, hit there by Cleveland Elam.
Meanwhile, Dallas is chewing up the clock on this drive. We're down to 4:15 and counting down, remaining in the game.
Mel Phillips shaken up, shakes it off and stays in the game. I like the way these Niners are playing. They could have given this thing up a long time ago. Their season is over. They're 5-7. They're playing hurt. They're playing tough. playing the number 1 offensive team, the number 1 defensive team in pro football.
Got to give that man credit for that, Kenny Meyer.
3rd and 5.
Oh, that was beautifully
Right
thrown.
on the target. It is Drew Pearson again.
That's so pretty. I love to see that. That was Jimmy Webb for 74 that came in there that time. Put some good pressure here. We've got Pearson isolated.
Just glides like glass.
Yeah, that's nice. He's working over there on Bruce Taylor.
Down in this area, when you were there, they used to run that little flag pattern often, didn't they?
Well, they used to run more of those like a quick. If he kind of get Rensselaer on a quick cut across the middle, sometimes they come to Hayes across the middle. We never did use the tight end that much. We usually go to the outside guys.
Not so sure Dallas wants to score too quickly. They'll have to give the ball back to the 49ers. Newhouse.
Again,
Newhouse wants to score. He pounds down to about the 3-yard line.
And time now running down rapidly. We're at 3:25 and moving down.
You like that? 2nd and goal.
Gonna make the red eye.
There you go. There's a man that's honest anyway.
Ball marked inside the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Cowboys, 1 more game to go. They play the Broncos with the best record in all of football. Turned on the state of Colorado like perhaps it's never been turned on by a sports unit. Preston Pearson on his own over the top, touchdown Dallas. Preston Pearson having quite a night.
You consider what a back he has been for Dallas, Preston Pearson, in the last few years, and then you look and say, well, he's not even starting. He's not going to play that much. Once again, you've got the quality kind of player that can come in and do it. And there's Preston going over the top for another 6.
And as has been repeated many times, he was the one Dallas Cowboy acquired not by the draft, but from the Pittsburgh Steelers.